fantasy team from falling off the track. Football is back, Jack. Whether on the ground or through the air, when the chips are down and you throw a prayer, when your team is primed and on the hunt, it's 4th and 10, you refuse to punt. When the shoulder pads and helmets crack, that's how you know that football is back, Jack. Let me hear you say, football is back, Jack. This high is wild and out of control, and we're gonna ride it every week till we reach the Super Bowl. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. If you say this game's the best, I'll say it's a gag. Football is back, Jack. Football is back, Jack. Football is back. Football is back, Jack.
It's a beautiful morning on the Serengeti. As you see now, the Zaslow has spotted his plain stick, and he seems to be reveling in the joy that is the plain stick. Beautiful morning on the Serengeti. He's enjoying his
Wait a
plain
minute. Look, so before we start all this, hold on a second, because we're coming out of, I just saw a random black dude break a bottle over someone's head in the other room, and I don't know what that was about. Jeremy got a bottle broken over his head, and then I come in here, and he's got the plain sticks. He's finally got the plain sticks. He thinks they're delicious.
the Serengeti.
I don't know what you're doing, but I did hear Mike, what did you tell me during a Liquid IV ad? I don't know why we decided Chris should be on the reads.
We don't have to do. We don't have to relive.
You mispronounced caffeine.
You thought it was a good idea to go live with you reading?
I did think it was a decent idea, as the Zaslow enjoys his plain stick
Yeah, and he had work in Serengeti again.
in the Serengeti in the morning.
How did you say caffeine the other day in the Liquid
I said
IV?
caffeine, all right? Get over it.
Hyphenane.
How do you guys feel about the plain stick before we got plenty of content today. We got way too much show. We'll get to it in a second. The plain stick, Joy Taylor's been mocking Zaslow for many years about his love of this. The love of this stick. And it's disgusting. Like, of all the donuts, it's the plainest, right?
So go and touch my lips.
But you would agree, would everyone agree here that it's the plainest of the donuts? Like, this is, yes? There's no plainer donut than the plain stick, correct? It's like eating just doughy bread. It's not, it doesn't have very much flavor to it, correct?
Give me one of those things,
I mean, it
please.
is glazed.
No.
His is
Mine
not.
plain.
His is a plain, look, what you guys have isn't what he has. He's got one without the glaze. You guys have glaze on it. That changes everything.
The glaze is good.
Of course, the glaze is good.
Yeah, Chris has a plain one, though.
On the Serengeti.
Yeah,
You're going to love it.
no, he's not going to love that. It's like,
No.
no, it's dry.
Yeah, not good.
A donut needs to be sweet. Put it on the poll at LeBatard Show. Doesn't a donut need to be sweet?
I think it also needs to be round.
It needs accompaniment, this thing. Like, it needs a coffee or some other flavor to it.
I need to go in my belly.
Put it on the poll as well. Does a donut need to be round? We've got the owners are mad at us. Okay, we've got a situation where the big owners club, and this is a problem when you get the owners mad at you. The owners got all the money. The owners can be in hiding and stuff. And now Mark Cuban is coming after Pablo Torre with where are your facts,
Jack.
And it's like, but I don't want to do that today because we got football. Because football is back.
We were having a conversation before the show, Dan, that I don't think you caught, but we're trying to figure out exactly because Pablo now, and Meadowlark have this partnership with the Athletic. So
I would go plain stick, Dan.
does Steve Ballmer sue Meadowlark or the Athletic for this story?
Look, some of the stuff that we're doing is hard to do. I don't know. Maybe you didn't notice at the beginning of Pablo Torre Finds Out, but I had a journalism decision to make on something we were publishing that was going to infuriate Ishbia. And I got the world's most powerful sports guy as our CEO. And, of course, you're afraid of the money because these people can bury you in lawsuits. Trump is hurting the media just by grabbing tens of millions here and there with just bogus stuff. So this stuff's dangerous when you bring the fight to these particular people. They're good at hiding. They're good at avoiding questions. Micky Arison's going into the Hall of Fame. He's reluctantly doing 2 5-minute interviews. They've offered us a 5-minute interview that has that. Yeah, but it has 5-minute interview. What?
We're really going to get to the nuts and bolts of
a
things.
5-minute interview.
Minutes.
We are now agitating people. And Mark Cuban, I want to get to him, but football's back. But football's tonight. Football is back, Jack. I'm sorry, I don't know.
I mean, geez.
Why did a random black man break a bottle over the head of Jeremy in the other room?
His name's Carl.
We've established him as a character.
You know Carl.
I was like, all right, he just did it once, but he won't do it again.
Maybe that should be his gimmick.
Just comes in when somebody's doing too much and breaks a bottle over their
Just
head?
Jeremy's head, actually.
No, you know what?
I don't think anyone's claimed that gimmick.
No, Zaz, you know what? Let's give Carl that power now. When Carl sees that any of us, me included, are using bad judgment, or it's being Jeremy, let's call it being Jeremy, he's allowed to come in and slap someone over the head and break a bottle over their head. I think that's a great idea.
Well, you would, but here's the problem is I think that Carl would assume that you just referring to him as the random black man is bad judgment, but then Carl, the random black man, as you referred to him, would come in and hit you in the head with a bottle.
He's enraged. Look at him in that video. Look at him in that video. Everyone else is dancing and having a good
Billy
Seems
out when he's
properly
trying to save you.
raged. He seems properly raged to me.
He actually seems delighted.
Giving you a lifesaver, and you're just like, I'd rather drown.
There is a bottle broken over a head, and he runs off.
Scares me if you watch me.
I mean, you guys saw it. Look at that. That's just rage. It's clear and obvious rage. We can't have that in the workplace. Look at the Codys. They're there. Everyone's having a good time.
That's football.
Yeah. Now close your eyes and imagine he's a random white man. I don't think you're dubbing it as rage.
So football is back tonight.
Jack.
With Cowboys and Eagles. Zaslow was laughing because he was saying that Colin Cowherd didn't know that Friday's game was in Brazil, but I didn't know there was a Thursday game, so I don't think I'm in a position to mock him. I learned watching YouTube ads scroll across my screen, wait a minute, there's a game on Friday night and it's Chiefs-Chargers, and I thought that's how the season was starting. I didn't realize, of course, they're going to start with Thursday Night Football. I missed that.
Did the Chiefs win the Super Bowl last year?
I mean, the Chiefs,
No, they didn't. The answer's no.
You're right.
You always start with the Super Bowl champion on opening night
At
on
home.
Thursday. That's what you do.
Okay, you say that, and you can never go wrong, obviously, with the Eagles Cowboys. Of course not. That's a great storyline. But we're not. It's not up for dispute, is it? That the marquee game is the one that has Taylor Swift in it. Correct? It's still that. We're still on that. Are we not? That the numbers are going to be highest for whatever that the biggest star in the sport right now is Taylor Swift's fiance. That's the biggest star in the sport. That they just had a record podcast. The podcast that the Kelseys are doing. That's a very difficult business venture.
We're trying to talk ball, Dan.
You're talking ball, man.
No, but I'm asking you, the ratings higher for Thursday, Eagles, Cowboys, or the Taylor Swift game on Friday night? Because now they're taking Thursday and Friday. Did they put their big game on Friday because they don't have Fridays yet? They've only got Thursdays and Sundays and Mondays.
Well, they have the Black Friday game too, but Thursday night is on NBC and Peacock, and Friday is on YouTube. So I think that NBC Peacock.
So
will
can we not
probably
get it if we don't have YouTube TV?
I don't know. It's a good question.
So a lot of people are headed to this. This is confusing. This is all getting expensive, right?
I still don't know about Red Zone, except now there's commercials, and Pat McAfee is telling, whatever his name is, Hanson, oh, no one's upset about commercials. Like, get with the program, Pat.
Now they're saying they've been doing this for a year. They're like, hey, we've been throwing commercials at you for a while now.
Yeah.
This is not the ESPN thing.
They've been preparing us for this. Also, ESPN is a convenient foil because they don't actually control this thing just yet. They control it next year. So the NFL is using ESPN as a pseudo meat shield here.
Sports fans, I am sorry to say this to you. You've heard Samson all over our network taking some glee in this. He's been warning you. Him and Skipper have both been warning you. Hey, sports fans are all going to get screwed here, okay? Like the thing that's going to happen is your fandom is so addictive. And we know football is king. You don't want to miss any of those games. Hell, I just got sucked in to Mobland, and I didn't have Paramount Plus. And I'm like, I don't want Paramount Plus. I don't like what's on Paramount Plus. And then I saw Mobland, and I'm like, holy, that's better than The Sopranos.
Good show.
No, I'm like, that, if they keep...
Relax.
If they keep doing that, and it appears from the way that it ended, they're going to keep doing that.
Who's in that?
Mobland, it's everybody.
Literally everybody.
Mobland, Helen Mirren, it plays a bad person for the first time, and a great one.
Oh, she's always bad.
Pierce Brosnan plays a bad person, and a great one. Tom Hardy, and then the king of it is Guy Ritchie. That's 5 Guy Ritchie movies is what Mobland is, one after another, and it would be better than The Sopranos if I gave it 8 seasons.
Paramount Plus is good. Don't they have all those Taylor Sheridan shows?
Bangers, too.
Paramount Plus is
Bangers.
good.
But
They have all the different Paw Patrols also.
okay, so you're going to have all of them. You understand the competition for money and the competition for content, as the Kelseys and Taylor Swift and everyone else realizes the value of good content. South Park realizes it.
Oh, good show.
Colbert realizes it. Conan O'Brien realizes it. The whole entertainment landscape is changing, and everybody wants football. And football is Thursday night, and it's Friday night, and then college football, minor league football, our second biggest sport in America. That's all day Saturday, and now you got Sunday, and now you're off and running on what is basically cocaine snorting for 17 straight weeks because the gambling action, 300, what is it? Is it 300 billion strong? The gambling action,
strong.
it might be 30 billion. It might be 30
That's
billion.
just Nick Wright's account.
It makes it, on the weekend when you're off, you can just sit there and play with your money on television while watching football, which makes it easy. Doesn't
You're
make
describing awesome things.
Well, this is what's upon us, right? But also,
I hear you talk, and I'm like, man, how whack are Tuesdays and Wednesdays?
you say all of this, and I don't want to go super serious on where we're headed because you guys say I always dampen the fun on football.
Yeah, so don't do it.
Yep. Yeah. There you go. Boom.
There is
We
a
fixed
choice. Chris, you're absolutely right. There's a fork in the road here, Dan. There's the fun road and there's the Dan road. So you get to choose which way do we want to go today, the fun road or the not fun road.
It's true. This segment was headed in a direction where, hey, we're just going to talk about awesome things.
Yeah.
I like that direction.
Yeah.
Then there's always the third one that we don't see because it's like a sport where Dan's like, vaccines. And it's like, whoa, hold on a second.
A random what guy?
Zaslow, you are sitting there next to me and you're critiquing the show. You're getting more and more confidence in that seat.
I'm just telling you what I like.
You're a college football expert.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows it. Sweets on the road, first class flying, because everyone knows his knowledge is something that is needed in the top echelon of where sports are described. Your power is hungry. We've seen it physically. Chris Cody has mocked you on this front. And one of the reasons this show became less fun is because I was starting to do it, as I'm telling you guys, while fighting with owners, which is unpleasant. And next to me is a guy eating a plain stick who can't get his headphones right. And there are people scurrying in under his chair because evidently you didn't know how to do your job while I was talking, trying to have fun. Right. While you guys were doing that, I'm sitting here trying to do the show. Serious time fighting owners. Football's coming. Dan wants to be Dan. Vaccines. Look out. Florida's the most distressed state. Keep dancing sports, monkey boy.
I mean, I've been doing this long enough. I know how a microphone and headsets work. Is it possible there was sabotage?
Wow.
Wow. A saboteur amongst us, you're saying.
I know how to use equipment.
Only somebody else in that room other than you.
Who would it be?
A whodunit.
I also want to talk ball, clearly.
No, but who would it be? It would be a guy because the women have fled the premises. They're covering college football. They're no longer wanting to be in Miami. Who sabotaged this?
The implication was it was you. That's what Tony was implying.
what I'm
You
implying.
sabotaged.
I
Zaz
thought
wants to talk
I
ball,
thought you
you
guys
don't.
were implying it was Stugotz.
No,
God,
no.
The chair.
I don't think he's allowed in the building.
That it was the chair.
Sure, you don't want to talk about that. What under the CDC. You got to worry about typhoid fever now.
Oh, I get it.
Dog.
I know who he is.
Now you get, it's a good impersonation.
Trying to figure it out.
Come over here now.
Mike Ryan, were you hurt that your limited fakes, none of them won?
No. Because Miranda
Oh, that guy.
is a first ballot HOFer.
I have an update. The game you can watch for free on YouTube on Friday. It also says you have access to it with subscription to NFL Plus and YouTube TV, but if it's free, you don't need any of that. You can just watch it for free. Yeah, you just watch it on YouTube.
Do we know how I'm getting Red Zone this weekend?
No, don't ask.
What do you got?
I needed help with it. I needed an assistant to come over and help me make sure that I had Red Zone because of what's happened the last 3 seasons to me, where I'm scrambling the Sunday morning and I don't know what to do or how to call or nobody. And customer service has died, so nobody picks up a phone, and not at that hour because a lot of people in America are doing what I'm doing.
I don't know how you're getting Red Zone, but I know how you're getting measles.
What do you have? I can help you. What do you have? How do you get it?
No, I'm good now. No,
Okay.
Zaz, what do you got?
I don't know if I'm good or not.
What do you have?
I feel like I'm going to be scrambling when I get home from Dallas on Sunday morning to watch the Red Zone. I have DirecTV Stream.
You could probably just like log onto your account and just like click something.
Like
and
I have
it'd
the
be fine.
channel, you think? It's part of the package?
Yeah, like they let you like so I have like Hulu Plus Live TV and you go in and you just like check my account and then it's like just add on and then like 2 seconds later you have it.
All right.
It should be good.
All right.
I can call me if anything.
All right. You'll come over if I have a problem?
Yeah, I'm here for you.
Billy, you can be hard to reach. You don't
We'll
return
FaceTime.
texts. I don't believe any of what he's saying. I do. Billy can actually be helpful, but he'd have to return your call.
I mean, that was kind of helpful what he just told me.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I feel all right.
Do you have any? We've given them in the past, and this might be outdated now, but you can get these companies by threatening to cancel your subscription.
Oh, that's a guy who had cable once upon
You
a
can
time.
negotiate. You can negotiate the price down on some of this stuff if you can get a customer service representative on the line. Billy, you have given great value over the years to our audience. You've saved our audience hundreds of dollars here. Is there any trick like that that can be played that we can tell people without telling people without bothering the sponsors?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's any like free subscriptions you could like do previews for right now. I mean, everything right now is just like NBC or Peacock. You probably have NBC because NBC is like a free channel. So
how do
everyone
you
should be
get the
good
Red
with it.
Zone? How do you get the Red Zone discounted? You've given
I have
people
no
that
clue.
advice.
That I don't know.
Well, but you've given people that advice in the past.
No, I mean,
Didn't it used to be you would just call up and go, I will cancel my subscription right now. And then it's, oh, what if we give you a Sunday ticket for free? Yeah, I will not cancel my subscription.
That used to work with DirecTV.
Yes,
yeah.
That was the number one.
That was
ticket.
the move.
Billy, do you
For like
not
3
remember
years, I didn't have it.
saving people thousands of dollars? It was
Well,
a moment of great gratitude.
I remember. I remind everybody. It's an anniversary I have on my calendar every year. The first Monday after the regular season. Like, guys, remember, cancel your Red Zone. You don't need it for the next 10 months. Like, you're good now. And then I'll remind you. So, guys, this is a friendly reminder, and gals, everyone out there, if you want to watch Red Zone, resubscribe. But resubscribe. You know what? I'm going to look at the calendar because I resubscribe like on that Sunday. Because if it's month to month, I look to see what the last date is so that I don't get charged an additional month when I don't need that month. You know, so I wait till the last possible second. If I did it 2 weeks ago, then I may be short 2 weeks at the end of the regular season, and I need to pay another month just for 2 weeks. So wait till the last possible second.
This is good advice.
Yeah, thank you.
I need some good advice from you guys because the fighting of the owners is hard when, there's just access exchange that makes some of this stuff hard. I've covered Micky Arison, the greatest owner South Florida sports has ever seen. For 30 years, what he has done with that franchise to make it what it is makes him worthy of the Hall of Fame he's now being inducted to, because as an owner of a sports team, wherever Mike's complaints are on luxury tax stuff and everything else, where he should lose money so that we could have our fun, what they built in South Florida is a model for a sports franchise that became nationally bigger than what the Dolphins were once when Don Shula was building this town. Like what the Miami Heat did for 30 years when the local sports team's not entitled to be taking over the town for 20 years and being that kind of relevant. His stewardship of this team, governing Pat Riley with his son, because I've told you guys many times, hey guys, Micky and Nick run that team. It's 5-people consortium. Everyone thinks Riley's in charge. That works for everybody. The Arisons will hide in the shadows. But if Micky and Nick want something, it's their team, and Pat Riley's in charge. But I've seen him walk out of stuff where, he wants Marcus Thornton, and the answer's no. And like that, I've seen it happen because this team is run by the Arisons and has been done so quintessentially in a way that has no precedent in this market, not even the Dolphins, who soiled everything they built with all of their arrogance and losing, while the Heat gave us one bad season last year and lost Mike, and one bad season in 20 years. Man deserves the Hall of Fame. He's doing 3 5-minute interviews. Doesn't want to do any of them. Hall of Fame is forcing 2 of them on him. Forcing 2 of them on him. And he's like, okay, fine, I'll do those. And I'm like, Mickey, come do our show. We have a relationship. We're across from you. Come do our show. And he's like, okay, 5 minutes. And I'm like, 5 minutes? Like, it's a great honor for you. It's a great honor.
To be on the show.
Yeah.
Well, is he going to have a stopwatch? Like, what happens at 5 minutes?
5 minutes. What's he so busy doing?
He's
on cruise control now, let's be honest. Literally cruise control. Nick's running things. He's doing whatever he wants. By the way, I have good news. Good breaking news to save you guys money. So I looked up to see when the season ended. Season starts September 7th in terms of when you need Red Zone. Now, season ends January 7th. We're in a classic pickle.
My movie theater sells pickles, yo.
If I'm charged on the 7th of every month, am I going to be recharged January 7th for a full month just for that 1 week in January? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. Wow. Someone knows, but we don't know. So I did a little Googling. If you go to NFL.com/IWantNFLNetwork/ this week, there's a free preview of NFL Red Zone on Cox, Hulu, DirecTV, Dish, Optimum, Sling, Xfinity. So if you have those, you can get a free preview this week, then subscribe next week, and then we don't need to figure out the 7-7 situation. You know what I mean?
Chris, you were not helpful that segment as I waited the entire time for the Pickles music. One, it is that Billy said Pickles, and I just saw you scanning and searching and did not come up with the Pickles music, so that while Billy was being helpful to the audience, he could explain a classic pickle in a way that would be helpful. Is there any reason you couldn't find the Pickles music?
He didn't know we were doing it. I went a little rogue. I'll defend him on this. I didn't know I was going to do a pickle until I started talking. It just came out. There we go.
But I'm saying,
that it?
I'm saying he opened with the Serengeti and thought that live reading was a good idea to open this particular show when I'm fighting with owners. This particular show. You know where I think we go? I think we go, Chris reads at the beginning. It's a Serengeti bit. You understand why I might be a little agitated? I don't want to fight with owners.
You think that was reading? That was all off the dome, baby.
So what do we do with Mickey? Are you going to ask him hardball questions or softball questions? Like, what do we do
should we
here?
even take the interview?
I don't know if you would ever accept the 5-minute time limit on an interview with any kind of sports owner. But I feel like you're making a special little concession here for your boy Mickey.
Well, but okay, so my boy Mickey.
Is he coming in studio?
No.
That would be a giant waste of time for him to drive all the way over here for 5 minutes and just get up and leave.
Office is right across the street.
That is true. We're assuming he should.
You have him at the office?
Cruise control.
Cruise control, remember? He's actually, he lives...
Where does he live? What's his address? Send him some fan mail.
He lives at the arena. He's got to be really confused that Lady Gaga's still there.
What was her deal? She just yesterday decided, you know what? I don't want to sing today.
She didn't do the show?
They let people in the building. She was like 40 minutes away from hitting the stage, and they sent out a message on socials and made an arena announcement that her voice just doesn't have it that night. I don't know.
How about lip sync? Lip sync.
What happened all throughout the day?
She said, according to her statement, that during vocal rehearsal on Tuesday, because Tuesday was an off night, she played Sunday and Monday, had an off night in Miami. Those will catch up to you, Lady Gaga. And then had a rehearsal again on Wednesday, that the decision was made after they let people in the building that her voice wasn't good enough to perform. Yeah. I don't want to make any reckless accusations.
Wait a minute.
Here.
I think we're already here. And
Play the pickle music, Chris.
I'm going to follow you journalistically.
Time to throw away all journalistic credibility and get reckless. Here is something we like to call reckless speculation.
No, you're good.
I think this is breaking news. I think this has happened to know. You could report this as happened to know because what you're about to say, I think, is absolutely true.
I'm piecing together circumstantial evidence here. You don't make a call on the voice after people are in the building. My speculation here, albeit reckless, is that off night in Miami got to Lady Gaga.
Oh, my God, he knows.
Yeah, I don't think that's reckless at all. I think that's responsible. And furthermore, we just saw her not be immune to. I've only known.
Gaga?
Is James Harden?
Smallpox.
Is James Harden the only one who survived a Miami night? Who could survive a Miami night? The NFLPA, the head of the NFLPA couldn't survive a Miami night. He just lost his job because he went over to Tootsie's.
I feel like Michael Jordan would have been okay.
He played 36 rounds of golf before a playoff game and just came from the golf course to the playoff game.
Well, 36 holes, 36 rounds. Oh, my God. He'd be so tired.
That had to be a record.
What is he, president?
So should we just ask Mickey about why Lady Gaga didn't perform last night?
No, Mike just reported it. He happens to know. Like that's we just saw Gaga.
Everyone.
We
Come
saw,
and listen.
Man, South Florida's worth a couple of points. Everyone knows this. This is not a surprise. Everyone knows that South Florida Knights are worth a couple of points for any basketball team that comes down here. And on many nights, you see a team that has absolutely no legs. That's a real thing. It can be proven by Haberstroh.
He happens to know.
No vaccine for the South Beach flu. Actually, in Florida, no vaccines whatsoever.
But they don't cancel the game after the team is out 40 minutes before game time and people are in the building.
No, but a player doesn't play.
Right, a player.
That's right. But when she's a player and she's the player, like this is the economy that these guys are. It's why you see Kawhi Leonard grabbing $28 million on the side because they know the economy that they are.
That would have been funny if her band played without her.
That's right. Like that's the thing though about.
Would have preferred that. I
don't know.
Well, you know what? You don't sync. Like the lip sync thing, fine. Yeah. Don't let people in the building and say you gotta leave. That's just poor form. That's something like Kanye bleep.
Wow.
Lady Gaga out load management.
That's what happened. I don't think. Let's report it. You're a journalist. Like, come on, Zaslow. You're a journalist.
I'll report it.
No, but report it. Look, if Lady Gaga's very popular, she doesn't upset her fans or anybody very much.
Little monsters.
Little monsters.
You should have seen the people spilling out of that arena.
Little monsters.
Yeah, in Miami.
All mad.
You drive through this traffic to get to here under that $800 million bridge we're building so no one can get in here?
I'll bet that parking lot didn't give you your money back.
In incredible outfits, let me tell you.
No, but of course they're furious. They come out for the night. We don't even have the infrastructure to hold what would be the rest of that night when that gets out over here.
Instead of going to the concert, I just ended up going to my bar, and you could tell exactly everybody who was let down by Lady Gaga. I was a benefactor of that, so thank you, Lady Gaga.
I am seeing in the corner of the screen something that continues to terrify me and I believe is a workplace violation. Immediately after breaking a bottle over the head of Jeremy Taché in the office for, I guess, being too theatrical, because he is, because we've all wanted to do that to him, this person, who I've never seen before, I can't see him from here, but it just seems all I'm seeing is rage. Everyone else is dancing. Look at the Codys singing in the back of the screen. And what's behind them? A man who is clearly enraged, has committed a violent crime, and then scampers out of the screen.
Might be foaming. Is he foaming?
You
No.
can't tell me that's not rage. Look at it. What did you say his name was? How did you identify him?
He's an established character. Yeah. It's not even his first video. We played him in videos all week last week.
But we haven't seen this behavior.
That's right.
Are you all right?
He's over. Thank
I'm worried about Jeremy.
When I see someone behave like this, I get choked up.
That's the second time.
No, but choked up, emotional, or scared? Because you're
scared.
That is a human resources problem. That right there. That's proof.
We haven't seen Jeremy since.
He had a bottle broken over his head. He goes, what do you mean we haven't seen him since? Is he at the hospital? Like, that's what clearly happened. We have video proof. And he's rabid before he runs out of the screen. This is enough to convict this man.
He might have rabies.
That's implied.
So we've got football is upon us. Micky Arison, what do I do? Can I get some creative judgment here, please? Seriously, because
it's got to be 5 minutes.
It's
of
5
fury.
minutes. Yeah, he's got 5 minutes is what he's willing to give us. Should we be grateful for the 5 minutes?
Absolutely not. We have to put his feet to the fire on this. This isn't a pal around.
Yeah, grill him.
Exactly right. Zaz needs to accuse him of that insider trading that he did yesterday. What were you accusing him of? That he some backdoor deals that he got.
With Anthony Carter.
Yeah, you got to ask him about Anthony Carter.
Well, that's true.
You got to ask him about the air and the chips. You got to ask him about all kinds of stuff.
Should we ask him about leaving the arena in a disguise after they were swept, like Poppy claimed?
You got to ask him about that. That is true.
Yes. Let's put together a list of questions. Now you're doing it, but we only have 5 minutes. We only have 5 minutes, and I'm asking you just journalistically. These are not concessions we've ever made for anybody.
Mike's got a question for sure.
More of a statement.
Okay, but
my question is Harry Rozier.
Yeah. All right. So
True or false?
True or false?
Well, so you guys tell me what to do about this because I don't want to be in bed with the owners. I do not. Mark Cuban is now rabid with Pablo Torre. Rabid, going after Pablo Torre. And we're fighting with owners. And this is a day of celebration. This is a man who does not trust the media, does not like speaking in public, does not want the attention, does not need the attention, would prefer to be in the shadows. They've run this franchise really well. He deserves the honor that he's getting this week. No one would dispute it, right?
He let Michael Beasley and Rio go, and they won a championship more recently than the Heat.
So you guys don't think? I mean, Zaslow, you're a two-time champion broadcaster.
That's right.
Like the legacy of Arison in a minute.
Oh, I mean, best owner we've ever had down here. I know people get on him for the spending, but money's never been an issue when the team is good. He doesn't want to spend it. The team is not going to be good. It's a franchise that, you don't have scandal. You don't have embarrassment. And the actions speak for itself when the building is packed every single night. It's a great franchise.
Mickey, true or false? You know who Jonathan Zaslow is.
All right, if you want to do it that way, we can do it that way, but it'll require us to make it entertaining in a period of time it's not reasonable, and I don't want to agree to these terms. I think they're shit terms. But I'd also like to give him his respect, right? I would like to celebrate someone worthy of celebration.
What if you tell him in order for me to give you the proper respect, I need more than 5 minutes?
The answer is no. The answer is no. It's 5 minutes. It's the most he's giving anyone. Look, the corridors of power on this stuff, these people don't have to answer to anyone anymore. Anyone.
5 minutes can be an eternity.
5 minutes is more than anyone else is getting because there's so many layers. Look.
Is that what your wife tells you?
Ballmer is sitting here saying, I didn't know anything.
Case closed.
Yeah, I didn't know anything. And I'm remembering a 60 Minutes piece they did on Prokhorov. Oh, this owner, he's got this suspicious money, but look at him, he's on jet skis, and he's so quaint. He doesn't have a computer. He doesn't even have a computer. That's right, because it ties him to nothing. You idiots. You're 60 Minutes. You don't understand that there's so much space between where people get in trouble and the money that we've seen it climb to the top of the presidency. And putting in place someone who's going to make us all sick in Florida. It's going to make us all sick in Florida.
But that's why the Mickey thing is weird, because he's not going to give us any real answers.
But so no, you say don't take him. Make a stand.
Let's take Vinny Viola for 10 minutes.
Footsteps. So reject the Micky Arison interview.
You wouldn't if
Play
you
hard
got
to get.
If you got an email that said blank owner for 5 minutes, you wouldn't take it.
Hi, I'm David Samson. How would you like to sit down with me and talk about success in business, which equals money? And I like money. And let's face it, there's a lot of guys in baseball who could learn a thing or two about money. I'll tell you how I went from a law school guy to a newspaper delivery guy to a Wall Street guy to baseball guy to a media guy. If you're smart, great. Maybe you can imitate me. If you're not, take solace. You're just like nearly everybody else. So, you want to talk business? Think of me as your OnlyFans for rich guys.
David, you know this. This is why people don't like you. You're like capitalism in human form. But if people like you and dislike you, then you really have a show.
And I do have a show. Every Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. Be there. It's 5 days a week. Nothing personal with David Samson.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
I'm really torn here. Maybe Samson can give us some help. He certainly travels in these corridors of power where you just can't get to people or ask them questions. Micky Arison's offering us 5 minutes today. Should I take it or not take it? Because these guys don't want to do interviews that have conditions on them.
You 100% take it. Did he tell you that there's certain subjects off limits?
No.
So you got 5 minutes of a man's time that he doesn't give 5 minutes to many people. He doesn't do much media at all. So the question is, how do you make the most of the 5 minutes? And I think you got to go right in. You got to lead with some of the great signings that he's done. I think you start with, probably Terry. I would do that.
All right, you guys, I need some help with this because he's going to be available at some point here soon, and I've got to make a decision on 5 minutes. But, David, as we introed you, and they put your face on the screen, and you were grinning maniacally at a intro to your show that is actively annoying. Zaslow was over here next to me, and it felt like disgust was on his face. Zaslow, how did you feel about the intro that David Samson just had?
Here's the thing, though. I'm so disgusted with it that, like, it swings back around the pendulum, and I love it. It's the most disgusting that I like it.
So his greed and his love of money and this person that he is that wears the flashy coat.
I mean, look at that face.
No, and loves that Bob Ross gets ripped off by his family and loves that the customer's getting screwed in the streaming service wars where no one knows how to find football.
You do know where to find football, and you used to pay for cable. Now you just pay for different streaming services, but you get more than football. I don't want to sit here and defend, but I want you to realize that I understand your confusion where you don't know to find a game. But tonight's game, the kickoff of the NFL season, Cowboys, Eagles, it's free. It's NBC. So I think everyone just needs to slow their roll just a little bit.
No, I'm saying your general glee that you know that this is going to get worse before it gets better, that the customer is going to get charged more and more and more to find its sports in more and more and more places. And no, don't take for granted everyone knows where to find football. There are plenty of people in America still confused on Thursday night that they got to go find Amazon in order to find the game.
Well, again, I understand what you're talking about, your demographic, but frankly, your demographic is not interesting to the NFL, its sponsors, or its partners. You've aged out, and the people who need to be in the know, they're in the know, and they know.
But it's costing too much, David, and you delight in that. It's costing the fan. You delight in these rich people screwing over the fans who didn't ask for any of this. They were already paying for football in a variety of places.
Are you upset about dynamic pricing for FIFA's World Cup that's coming to Miami? Are you that guy who doesn't recognize that, hey, there's people who pay different prices when you fly on a plane or when you stay in a hotel room? This is the way it's always been. There are people who can afford to get certain things, pay certain things, and some people who can't.
They can afford
That's
it.
life.
David, they could afford it before, and the customer is getting screwed here. There's no dispute on that.
It's just different customers are getting access to different things who may not have had it before. And if you had access, you may not have it anymore. That, again, is part of life.
Okay.
I mean, I think the dispute, though, is like Thursday night games used to be on NFL Network, which is also a subscription that you needed to have.
But now the NFL Network has bought part of ESPN because they're going to be doing it over there now, too.
But that doesn't have anything to do with, like, the Thursday night games. You're just switching from NFL Network to Amazon. And, like, if you were to go back 15, 20 years, you basically had 3 games you could watch. The 1 o'clock game on CBS and the 4 o'clock game on CBS, and then the 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock game on Fox. Now you can watch any game you want, essentially. You just have to pay for it, where before you didn't have the option to pay for it.
Dan, do you even think the Eagles can repeat? Yeah. Have you even cared to ask yourself that question?
Do you know who the Eagles are playing tonight?
I do know. It's a big game.
Do you know who RB1 is for the Cowboys?
You know about that tush push?
The thing about tonight's game is that it's a glamour franchise that hasn't won in a really long time against the defending champions, who were overwhelmingly the most physical team by position in the NFL.
This is good.
It's not good. I know you want sports here, but now I'm in the corridors of power fighting with the owners over money, and they're screwing the customers. They really are. Like, this season is starting with
I don't feel screwed. I'm going to enjoy football.
So you don't think it's getting too expensive for you?
Tonight, Eagles-Packers, a big game.
It's free. It's on NBC.
Dan,
Cowboys.
No, David, we were trying to trick you.
Man,
I like the points.
Do you have to ruin everything? Can I ask you a candid question? Do you have to ruin everything in life?
It's my lot in life. Can we talk about dude wipes?
No, please follow Billy here. Why'd you ruin that?
Because Billy and I are having an off-camera problem.
Are we?
No.
Why'd you ruin that?
Because I felt left out.
No, he.
Felt like you only wanted to talk about football.
Cleaning your butt now? Go on.
I just want to talk about more ways to raise money that you can sponsor things like dude wipes. And we're going to see a tushy pushy tonight. And I want to know if we're going to see a dude wipe like on the new Jason Kelsey.
Do you think that'll catch on?
I'm dying to watch.
Do you think that'll catch on tushy pushy?
I kind of like it.
I don't like
actually.
it. I don't like it. little too close.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Do you like Tushy Pushy?
It's a tough one for you. You be careful. I've seen a stovetop in your past.
Tushy stovetop.
That's what I'm saying. It's a tough one, especially if you're going quick.
Okay, so
I never do.
David Samson felt left out because, if you have not noticed, David Samson's Nothing Personal podcast, which is flourishing, is about a lot of things other than football. He'll do football, but once football season starts, that's not his area of expertise. I don't know that anyone wants to hear his opinions on football. He'll try, but he'll feel left out because it's your weakest sport, right? Nobody can be good at everything, and you are doing stuff on that podcast that nobody's doing, so football would be your weakness, correct?
Well, because you gave a second hour every day. So today we had Brady Quinn as our guest to talk. He's an expert analyst, and so he talked about college. He talked about tonight's game. So we do have guests on now twice a week and who will cover areas of expertise that I can't cover. But do I know who QB1 is of Dallas? No, but my nothing personal pick of the day, I'm taking the 8.5 points, baby, because for Jerry, tonight is his Super Bowl. He's got to win post Micah, and he's got to stop the run with Clark because he said stop the run. His whole frickin' press conference was, hey, we traded Micah Parsons so we could stop the run. And, of course, he's going against Saquon Barkley. You know, can he get 2,000 yards again? Wait to see. So it's a big game for the Cowboys, so I took the points.
So you know Kenny Clark on the defensive line, but you don't know QB1.
No, RB1 on the Cowboys is what Mike asked. I do know QB1.
Okay,
I do know that
sure.
Sanders is
QB1.
QB3.
All right, and it is okay, but nobody wants your football analysis.
It's good, right, Mike?
Nothing Personal is a podcast that covers almost everything else well, and I'm not even saying you don't cover football well. It's just that I can tell when you're trying to fake it because you're just trying to talk football so you can feel in the club. It's the same thing Mark Cuban's doing right now, by the way. He still wants to be in the rich person's club. That's what he's doing. He's
you think they're kicking him out?
He's still in it, Dan.
Yeah, or the basketball club, excuse me. No, it's a more
Last time I checked, he was still rich.
No, wait a minute. This is a big-ass distinction making there. He still wants to be in the basketball club, and he's not welcome. No, his team is run by the other side now, and they traded Luka, and he still wants in. And no, now only your opinion matters, but you're coming after Pablo, and you don't have any facts other than you want to protect your precious basketball club. And Pablo, 2014, Dirk Nowitzki, I don't know, Dennis Rodman staying at Mark Cuban's house.
You're snitching now.
No,
you're a snitch now.
I
don't like this.
No, I'm just saying look into it.
Same energy with Micky.
Find out.
You better do that Anthony Carter.
Okay.
There's a big you go down this road, Dan, people are going to think you're a mouthpiece for the Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm. So what are we doing? Are we doing the interview then?
Yeah.
Because you guys told me not to. No, wait a minute. Now you want me to do it.
I was worried that you
so wait a
treat
minute.
him with kid gloves.
So, no, in 5 minutes you want me to ask him about Anthony Carter, Hall of Fame week?
I want it only about Anthony Carter now.
Yeah. And Terry Rozier.
Considering your whole Mark Cuban take.
Okay, so
we got to protect you from you.
Okay, so how do we do this? Are we taking the interview then? Are you challenging me to do a good, hard interview with Micky Arison in 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm. I mean, as long as we can talk that.
Okay, so, Micky, selling part of your team to the Saudis. Go.
That's a good start.
That's a good one.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, there
5
you go.
minutes, Hall of Fame week. That's what you guys want.
Who's this Kushner guy
Yeah,
that's
you
in the
gotta
club
ask him
now?
about- exactly
Cuban's not in the
right.
club. Kushner is. Talk to me.
You asked Diana Rossini about Trump. You got to ask Micky
There's
about
no
Trump.
way this interview happens now.
5 minutes. No, I'm trying to figure out how to do it. No, I want to do it, but that's one question. You've given me 5 minutes and one question.
The disguise after the sweep.
And Dan, just stop with the intros. Go right to it. Like, don't spend 4 minutes saying how you feeling, how you feel being inducted. Forget it. Go right into it. You can do it. Go back to your journalism days.
5 minutes.
5 minutes is plenty.
Guys, Hall of Fame week.
If you ask him these questions, I assure you, you're not going to get 5.
Yeah. Kushner, Jimmy, Rozier,
Saudis, yeah.
Saudis.
House of Saudi.
LeBron.
Vaccines.
Now you're talking.
Well, if you find an in on that one, that's fine. That one's not exactly related or pressing.
All right, so enough with this.
That's directly tied.
No, but this is very pressurized. Now I got to decide this in a half hour, and you guys have put me out there making like this public decision journalistically where I look like a coward either way. Like this is a no-win position for me right now because you want me to ask a guy who's given 5 minutes to three people who are in it. Do you think that's what Rachel Nichols is going to be asking him about?
Rachel Nichols is the other one?
That's the only other one I know. There are two people who are allowed 5 minutes with him, and what we've been offered, is another 5 minutes. It's some great gift from the sky.
Okay, but hold on one second.
And it's on the phone. It's not even like we can't get a Zoom.
How do we know it's him?
We can't get video. There's no video allowed.
Could be a voice modulation thing of Micky's voice. We don't even know.
RFK was here a couple minutes ago.
Okay, now what? Now you're out? Now I can be. Look, I'm not a coward. I didn't avoid asking him any of those questions. It's just a time thing. That's not fair.
I'm not out. Number one, as long as he is not telling you what you cannot ask, I don't care about the time limits, all right? Number two...
Oh, you're not out?
You're
Look
not
at
out?
you. Look at you.
He bought you rings.
You're wearing a 2020 runner-up shirt.
Well, no, this
You're
is
just rocking second place.
Oh, you're right. It is 2020. Yeah, I thought it was 2023, but no, this is 2020.
Also, so many runners.
That bubble was, man, that was some run.
I think you need to ask Mickey about salary cap circumvention. Ask whether he's ever participated in that.
Guys, I got 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes.
What happens if you go over 5 minutes? You gonna hang up? Hey, clock just ticked off.
Bad look for the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's not gonna hang up on you.
This is an impossible spot. So you want same energy for Micky Arison.
What do you want to ask him about?
Look, man, I just asked Zaslow. He's a 2-time champion broadcaster. Look, and Samson will appreciate this as well. Micky Arison's the best owner we've ever had down here. He's going into the Hall of Fame, and he's so shy that he doesn't really want to make a big deal out of all of it, because all he's wanted to do is win the championships. This is a great honor, but it's not what this dude is about. Like, he doesn't want to. You think he wants to be making a speech in front of people? You think he wants to be making a speech? I don't.
I think he wants to be making a Hall of Fame speech in front of
I don't.
Yeah. Why is he there then?
Yeah. Well,
he could say no thanks.
Okay, I can ask that question.
I'm gonna ask him if he's seen Superman.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Good question.
All right, so I have 5 minutes with him. And so we got to make use of the 5 minutes if I accept them, because you guys want me to ask him about the salary cap and circumvention and the Saudis. I mean, it's not 5 minutes.
Ask him if he's okay, because he's very clearly being dragged to this Hall of Fame ceremony against his will, being forced to talk to people.
Tough weekend for you. Everyone's honoring you.
You know, billionaires, they just get told they have to talk to people, and they just do it.
I bet he
The
hasn't
way
seen
this
it.
ends is with Dan not getting one question in 5 minutes. Not one.
'Cause he's just
He'll
saying,
hem and
"How
haw
are
and
you?"
talk about how difficult it is to deal with 5 minutes, and then it'll pass.
I accept your challenge, and I will do the 5 minutes. I will absolutely do the 5 minutes. But what I'm telling you in the audience is it can't be any good that way. Like, if a person doesn't want to be interviewed and is only going to be interviewed for 5 minutes, and I'm throwing salary cap circumvention and Saudis at him in those 5 minutes, like, he has
Superman.
somebody who's hidden for 30 years in front of us.
What's he hiding from?
And Kushner.
I think that's the first question. Hey, you never do these interviews. What are you hiding from? And then you throw in the Saudis.
Yeah.
Boom.
You played yourself, Dan. Everybody else in media is asking if the Eagles can repeat. Football is back, Jack. You could have said, no, I'm not taking Mickey because today is a national holiday.
Ooh, Mickey, Super Bowl prediction?
So here's what we've got going on around Pablo Torre, and I wanted to ask David Samson about this, because Chris Mannix has talked to a series of NBA executives. This story is going to continue to grow. I know football is going to continue to overwhelm all in its path, but one Eastern Conference executive says, quote, "This is a huge deal." A Western Conference general manager says, "Bad for them, very bad. The NBA will be pissed about this. If it's true, the punishment will be worse than what happened in Minnesota with Joe Smith." NBA officials are furious about these allegations, according to a source with the league office telling SI, if this is what it looks like, I think Adam has to make an example of them. I don't think this is going to be a small deal, but Mark Cuban, as is his wont, in protection of these people that he cares about, the owners, and a sport he cares about, because I imagine Mark Cuban right now is sort of frustrated. All the money in the world, I understand. But he loved that thing in a way he didn't love anything else. It was his identity, and he could be Shark Tank and everything else, but they trade Luka, and he doesn't have any control over that. Like, whatever his dreams were to own the toy that was the Dallas Mavericks, he exceeded them, but now he's old, and basketball hasn't left him behind, but the Dallas Mavericks and his identity make it so that he's the first one out on behalf of the owners to question 7 months of investigation by Pablo Torre, and begins with, if you'd taken the time. These rich people are burying media because they've got all the money in the world, and Pablo took 7 months of time to establish what Mark Cuban says he couldn't establish, that Ballmer didn't know. David Samson, you're an expert in this field. How could Ballmer possibly not know that $28 million was going to circumvent the cap so that they could get Kawhi Leonard?
Allegedly.
So a couple of things. When we were sitting in that room with Pablo, Amin, El Hassan, and myself, when we did the show, Pablo didn't tell us what the show was, didn't tell us what was going on. There were documents, and all of a sudden, live, we are looking at these documents, and it's all there. And Mark Cuban may or may not have watched the episode. Certainly, judging by his tweet, he had not. He had only watched the 4-minute clip on Twitter along with the other 25 million people. But Steve Ballmer gave money, invested money in this company, Aspiration. It's right there. It is a publicly filed document right there. And then the company did a deal with Kawhi Leonard for $28 million. Can you imagine Kawhi Leonard getting $28 million to endorse anything, but a company that already was giving money to Leonardo DiCaprio and Drake and Orlando Bloom and Cindy Crawford and Kaya Gerber, on and on and on. Robert Downey Jr., for crying out loud, did a commercial, and all of them made a tiny percentage of Kawhi Leonard? Do you think that the heads of Aspiration said, hey, we've got an investor in our company who owns the Clippers. Should we ask him whether Kawhi Leonard would be a good pitch person to plant a frickin' tree? Nah, let's not bother asking him. Give me a break. Of course Steve Ballmer knew. It's absurd to think that he would not have known. We had players who did deals with sponsors of our team for like a few shekels, like the corner grocery store in Hialeah or a car dealer local. Yeah, you get 25 grand in a car, big whoop,
Yeah,
don't
but
care.
you don't have a salary cap. You don't have a salary cap, though.
But I'm saying that even we would know about the little stuff. If one of our players were doing a $28 million deal with a company that we had an investment in,
David,
it belies all credibility.
All right, so David, help me with this part, which is within your expertise, which is why you're a part of the episode with Pablo Torre. These things have to be heavily lawyered. You have to be able to prove these things. The money will bury you, and it is dangerous to do what Pablo is doing because the money does not like when this is done to them. Steve Ballmer is the 6th richest man in the world, wants to win with a laughingstock franchise, and according to what seems to be proof, what looks like proof, allegedly, he's got a deal that has a whole bunch of fraud in it. And while Kawhi Leonard did have a New Balance deal, you can tell me what he's actually gotten in endorsements, $28 million, and to be so sloppy about it that he doesn't even send out a tweet of him planting a tree or have somebody go out and just hashtag aspiration, just a social media account, pay 10 tweets, something that suggests you're earning that money. Take us through, David, as quickly as you can with as much expertise as you can, what Mark Cuban did yesterday, because he doesn't have facts if he thinks Pablo Torre doesn't have this story pinned down.
Well, he got as confused as you got, so I just want to be clear that this story is not about Steve Ballmer committing or being accused of any fraud. The fraud was committed by the people who started Aspiration, and one of the co-founders pled guilty to 2 counts of wire fraud and bilking investors out of money. That's not what we're talking about with Steve Ballmer. The simple conversation around Steve Ballmer revolves around salary cap circumvention, not a crime. A violation of the NBA rules, but not a crime. So make sure you're very clear about that. Number 2.
Thank you. I appreciate the correction.
No, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, but I love you anyway.
No,
but it's a big difference.
No, but David, this stuff is dangerous. When you bring this stuff to power, the 6th richest man in the world knows how to extinguish this, unless the other owners tell Adam Silver, hey, you can't do that. But if they're all doing it, and if they send Mark Cuban out to protect that they're all doing some form of that, do you know how hard these things are to prove? Nobody's going to be able to prove anything ever on Steve Ballmer. But it doesn't.
There's an investigation, Dan. The NBA said we have to investigate this. We have to figure out what happened because this doesn't smell right. What doesn't smell right is a $28 million deal, which we have a copy of. Pablo got a copy of the actual endorsement contract that I went through page by page on the show. And there are provisions in that contract that don't pass the smell test under any scenario. And most with Kawhi Leonard getting $28 million from that company. But what the NBA has to figure out is, does Steve Ballmer get made an example of, or do they bury Kevin McHale the way they did when Glenn Taylor got suspended, but Kevin McHale got in the real trouble? $3.5 million fine, big whoop. Joe Smith contract terminated, big whoop. This is a far bigger deal. There's way more money at stake, and Steve Ballmer is way more powerful. In terms of Mark Cuban, he is an ancillary part of this story because he got involved on Twitter with Pablo, where he was saying, Pablo, how could you not have investigated the scammers? Why are you not focusing on the fact that Ballmer got scammed? Well, Mark, that was the first 30 minutes of the episode. It was all about these Democratic
and shouldn't
power
have been
people.
Because you guys spent 15 minutes not getting to the point. Like they spent 15 minutes before they told us what they were talking about because they were talking about that stuff.
But even if it wasn't, like, who gives why is it Pablo's responsibility to check into Steve Ballmer getting scammed? Like, Pablo's coming at it from a sports perspective, which is the NBA side of it. Like, who cares about Ballmer getting scammed?
And that's where Mark Cuban got confused. And he talked about the fact that if you have to investigate the scammers. Scammers can get scammed, and just like scammers can scam. But that's not the point of the episode at all. And Pablo was very clear about the difference that you just conflated. And I understand why, because it's complicated. But the fraud is what Aspiration did to investors. Ballmer was an investor, but Ballmer put money in that then went out the door. Why was money going out the door to Kawhi Leonard when other bills weren't being paid? Why was Kawhi Leonard getting $7 million a year to do nothing? Why is it a coincidence around the signing of Kawhi Leonard? There's got to be something here. NBA, go investigate. And so they are going to investigate. What Mark Cuban said is, I'm totally irrelevant. I'm not a governor or alternate governor. I have nothing to do with the Mavericks. So therefore, let me go and say that I'm Team Ballmer. That's how he started. I got 20 minutes of nothing personal this morning because he said I'm Team Ballmer. It's totally absurd, second only to the Clippers statement where they said we had no oversight over the contract with Kawhi Leonard and Aspiration. Of course you didn't, because you're not on the contract, but that's not the issue. Did you have influence over it, Steve? That's what Adam Silver is going to ask.
For perspective, his deal with New Balance, Kawhi Leonard, was multi-years, $5 million a year. So there's a chance that he was being paid more by Aspiration than he was by New Balance.
Think about that for a second. When you lose sight of the dollars, think about what Tony just said for a second. New Balance, which forced Kawhi to do commercials he did not want to do, paid him $5 million a year. This no-show job paid him $7 million a year. Think about that one for a second.
What offended me about the Cuban tweet is that it said it's sad that Pablo Torre didn't take the time to find out how these scammers pulled off their scam. Well, A, it's in the episode, and B, Pablo took 7 months of painstaking investigative journalism, and I don't want to downplay that. This was not a story when there were lawyers, Dan, while it was being recorded to make sure that everything was very clear what I was looking at and what then I would say in response to what I was looking at. And so this is a serious show that Pablo did, and Mark just saying, oh, you seems like you shot it out of the, side of your pants. I did not appreciate that.
When he says at the end there that it's going to come back to backfire on Pablo, is it like a threat? What does that mean?
It sounds like someone trying to stay relevant who knows that he has no more seat at the table. The question is, did Steve Ballmer call Mark and say, man, we got to do a statement. We got a real problem. Marky Mark, what do I do? I'll bet you $1 that call did not take place.
Mark Cuban is pretty relevant, David. Mark Cuban is pretty relevant.
Mark Cuban seeing an awful announcing clip. David Samson says, I'm trying to stay relevant. I mean, all he has to do is go at the sitting president like he often does, and he remains in the national conversation. He's not outside of this basketball club the way that Dan is positioning it. He is still the person most associated with that franchise, and that'll be that way probably unless they get a player more famous than Luka.
But Mike, that's the optics of it, though, man. You are not allowing for these people who have these giant amount of money to have blind spots about where their personality gets distorted. Mark Cuban having power over that club made it at one time that he was running on the court and getting more fines than anyone because he kept going after officiating and thought he lost a title in Miami because the refs cheated for Dwayne Wade. No, but I'm saying Mark Cuban cares about this like he's never cared about anything, and now he no longer owns the team and was reminded when they traded Luka on him. So David can tell you with expertise what it's like to be in the club or outside the club. David's outside the club right now, and it hurts.
Yeah, and David had an owner that chose to be outside the club. This is a decision that Mark Cuban made, and he's got enough wealth to say, like, well, I can just buy another team. Now, I know that's been tricky in previous years for Mark Cuban. Sometimes baseball didn't want him in there, but Mark Cuban has enough money that he didn't have to sell, and he can get another team.
Mike, do you understand? Like, you just glossed over. I know it can be tricky. Baseball said no to Mark Cuban. How much no do you think Mark Cuban's been getting? Hey, you want my money?
Right. And David Samson and Jeffrey Loria sold the team way overvalued.
They're different.
If Mark Cuban comes back to the table,
they're different
gonna
clubs. Why do you think the rich guys all want to own the sports teams? They're different clubs.
David has said routinely that they want the franchise values going up.
Mark Cuban, I am positive, Mark Cuban hurts in a way that he didn't expect when Luka gets traded. Just hurts in a way that you'd assume he couldn't be hurt. And I'm telling you, David, who's a robot, David, you could speak to the human parts of when you get kicked out of the club.
I'll tell you right now, after 18 years, my adjustment to not being in the club, it was tough. And it's been 8 years, but it still comes up where I think about relevancy and I think about I'm not in the room where it happens anymore. And believe me, Mark Cuban thinks that way. Adam Silver did not pick up the phone to call Mark to say, what are you tweeting for? Mark Cuban can't get fined by Adam Silver if he tried. And that is a true fact, Mike. Now, of course, he's still rich. You may say he's still important, but there's a different feeling when you're in that room. When you're in the room, which I was in, where you say out loud, we will not vote for Mark Cuban to buy a baseball team, you feel important. Of course, it's not real, but man, it feels real. And then when it's gone, it's emotionally devastating. You feel like you've lost not just your identity, but your value to yourself, to your family, to people around on the street. I mean, God damn, when I'm recognized for being the first voted out on Survivor, you think that's what I want? I wanted to be the president of a team or the owner of a team. That's identity, and Mark Cuban doesn't have it. He prayed. He's like, I'm still the head of basketball operations. No, you're not. You're nothing. You sold the team. It's done.
Ouch. Did you guys voted against Mark Cuban? Did you just?
It didn't even come to a vote. He couldn't get 23 votes. Mike, you say that he couldn't get a baseball team. I'll tell you exactly what happened. He wanted to buy a baseball team and was told, you will not get approved. It is not going to happen. You do not have the votes because you are the way you are in the room and you cannot be controlled. And we don't want any part of that.
How would you have voted? You guys voted no?
There was no vote.
Would you have voted no?
I would have voted with the commissioner. Yes, I would have voted no.
So if Mark Cuban offers Major League Baseball and the Miami Marlins $3 billion for that franchise today, he's not going to be allowed?
He would not get the 23 votes.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
All right.
And by the way, if anyone offered Bruce Sherman $3 billion, that team would be sold faster than Micky Arison's interview.
But that's what he just
said.
said.
What I just said. Thank you for
But
agreeing
not
with
to
me.
Mark Cuban.
Okay, I don't agree with you.
Wait a minute. You're saying you can't be serious.
It was a different time when Mark Cuban tried to buy the Chicago
Pirates.
Cubs or
Pirates.
the Pirates. It was a different time back then. Now it's all about getting these values up because the jig is up. They're on to the Miami Marlins. We know that these things are overvalued. So if someone comes around with $3 billion for that franchise and it just so happens to be Mark Cuban, I think it's a different day and age. And you're not in the room where it happens to tell me opposite these days.
So your last point is your best one, in that the room is different now. And there's a chance that there's 23 votes that he can get these days. And there's a chance that Rob Manfred would be less vocal than Bud Selig was. So all of those things are true. But again, why would I operate in fantasy when I was in the reality? Fantasy is offering $3 billion for the Marlins. Reality is the fact that Cuban couldn't get the votes and then sent the tweet that he sent yesterday about PTFO.
David, can you put to rest a rumor that's been going around this office regarding that Pablo episode that you were in? There's people saying that those papers that were on Pablo's desk were fake, that there was just copy paper that was taken directly out of the packaging and stacked in front of Pablo. There's nothing on any of those papers except the top ones that have stuff printed on them, but the rest is just reams of paper that were unboxed and placed in front of him.
So I had my issues with that, but I had my own pile in front of me, and I was only allowed to look at my pile. And Pablo said that that's 3,687 pieces of paper. And I said, we're going to be here more than 2.5 hours. I'm not doing that. So I didn't look in those piles because I was too busy with my pile. And my pile was as real as the day is long.
David, we're going to let you go right now, but from that episode, one of the things that I saw, and I want to get video on this, the size difference between you and Pablo was bigger than the size difference between Billy and Derrick Henry. It is the greatest of the. Pablo Torre is not large in any way. He is a. I wouldn't call him diminutive, but he's 5'10", 5'9". He's
not 5'10".
What is he? How tall is he?
I would say he's no more than 4 inches taller than I am. I'm going to go with 5'9".
Yeah, he's 69.
69 inches. Nice.
So this camera
I was forced
angle...
into that chair. Number one, forced into the chair. Number two, I wanted to adjust the chair before taping and was told, no, the camera angles require the chair to be where it is. And I said, this is outrageous. But then I forgot about it once I got my pause on what the hell the show is about. Then the show comes out. And I got plenty of calls, maybe including from my representative, wondering why it is that I look like Mishu.
At least no one saw it, David. Your most viewed episode ever in the history of anything you've been involved in media, and you look like somebody who is 2 feet tall, that you are 43 pounds. They are talking with an expert toddler. Who's that amazing toddler who can read 3,000 pages of legal briefs?
Dan, the answer is Boss Baby, and he's hydrated thanks to Liquid IV. This show, by the way, sponsored by Liquid IV. Transitioning from relaxed vibe of summer to dialing in your fall routine takes focus and stamina. Push harder and recover faster with Liquid IV's new sugar-free energy multiplier. Hydration and energy both in one. Each stick has a 2-to-1 ratio of L-theanine. And say with me, Chris. Caffeine. For balanced energy, no jitters, no crash. Plus, you get 0 sugar, 3 times the electrolytes, the leading sports drinks, and 5 essential vitamins, David. You stay hydrated all day long. Available in strawberry kiwi, blackberry lemonade. It's simple. Do you know the recipe, David? Tear, pour. Put it in 16 ounces of water. You shake it up together. You pour it down the hatch, and you're hydrated. Very simple. Yeah, you can't hear him. That's okay. Don't let the grind drain you. Ditch the glitch with 0 sugar and 0 crash from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code Dan at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code Dan at checkout. Liquidiv.com.
You know what's funny about what just happened there, Chris? As you expertly navigate some difficult waters as I try to figure out whether I want to fight with more owners. I just heard, this is what I just heard in my headset. 5 in the control room. 5, 4, 3, 2. And then you're looking at me and you don't have any idea what we're doing. You're like, you point to me. You heard the same thing I heard,
I got
right?
really nervous too because they also said coming out to Zaslow. What? What? I didn't know what's happening. Did I screw up?
Football is upon us, and everyone around here is a little bit crazy, at least in part because I'm getting criticized from all sides here for not talking enough football because today is football day. So Tony's got a top 5 list. All right, okay, I give in. I know I'm going to lose to football, so go ahead. Have your football fun. Tony's got a top 5 list. What's the top 5 list? Also, we've got the helmet is back. You guys are going to be forced now to respect the helmet. John and Micky has come through here, and there's contract language now for all of you that has costumes involved. Legitimate contract language because you guys don't respect the audience enough to dress up when you lose at these games. So the helmet is back, and things are going to be enforced this year, and Dentech is going to make sure they get enforced here with their mouth guards. And I will tell you, as someone who had headaches here, that these things help if you're grinding your teeth, if you're sleeping and you don't even know what you're doing in your sleep. So we'll get to the helmet at some point here. But first, the top 5 list with Tony. What's it about?
Dan, this is, my bad. I totally forgot we had music to this. Hey. All right, Dan, obviously the Tony's top 5. Starts after week 1 because we got to see the actual games to have a Tony's Top 5. But this is the preseason list of Tony's Top 5 teams I'm keeping an eye on this season. Teams I'm going to keep an eye on. Obviously, this is not the good teams. This is not the Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. All these great teams out there. This is not that. This is teams that when I'm scrolling through the red zone, when I'm scrolling through Sunday Ticket, I'm going to keep a little bit more of an eye on them because I like what they got going on.
So Dominique
teams.
says the Colts are the team
It's
to
on site with
watch. Well, wait a minute, though. But Billy and Cody say it's a must-win for the Dolphins in week 1. And Dominique is saying that everyone's saying that the Colts are one of those teams and the Dolphins aren't, correct? Like, that's what everyone is. There's no one saying that the Dolphins might be one of those teams and the Colts might not be.
Greg said that.
Yeah. The voice that sounded like Greg said that.
Greg had him at 8-9, making the playoffs, the Dolphins.
So where are we? Who do we have to watch? You're not going to do O-Lie before
No
or
O-Lie, just 5s. Just 5ers. And I'm going to start with number 5 here, and I put him at number 5 because I know there's fatigue. I know everybody's going to say, Tony, of course, this team, how do you always come back to this team? But I like them, and I'm going to keep an eye on them.
Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are number 5.
Not again, dude.
Do I get a very low?
I don't understand how. Look,
Dan, I'm making a play on Liam Cohen. I think Liam Cohen revitalized Baker's
listen,
career.
Okay, you need to give up. You need to surrender this
No,
Cuban pride.
no, this is it.
Billy.
I can explain it to you. No one here likes to admit they're wrong.
No, that's what it is. Like
What?
But this is embarrassing what you're doing. He's taken the lane. It is Billy. You would agree that it is hard in the modern age to be at the trough and take a lane no one else is at. Tony, being a Jacksonville guy, is one of the biggest national support voices Jacksonville has had because no one cares about the grainy footage coming out of Jacksonville, which smells bad and is stuck in 1998 praying for Mark Brunell.
You like Jacksonville?
I'm going to keep an eye on him
It's
this
just
year.
this thing that now he changed. I'm going to keep an eye on them. No, I never liked them.
I didn't say I never liked them.
Tony,
I
you've
never
been
said
wrong
that.
on Jacksonville the whole time, and
Except the time that I wasn't.
No, Mike's most hurtful bet in his history is the one time you were right on Jacksonville
you.
when they beat Herbert in the playoffs.
Thank you. And another topic I want to get to.
Your team is bull.
Who needs a great start more, Herbert or Mahomes? We'll get to that later. That's a
Tony,
very good
your
topic.
team is bull.
Okay, Dan. Liam,
You got that bull team?
No, I don't have that team.
Yeah, he
Liam
does.
Cohen, who just revitalized Baker's career over in Tampa. He's now the head coach over at Duval.
Where's the sound of Duval?
Duval. I think this is Trevor Lawrence's last stand right here, Dan. If he can't do it with Liam Cohen, it's over. That's what I'm saying. This year is the year. Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr. They got a good running back, Bayshaw Tootin from Virginia Tech.
That guy's like a fire hydrant.
Why
He's
did you say
good.
that the way that Zaslow says Thai food? Why did you say
that's
Tootin?
my gimmick, man.
Bayshaw Tootin.
Thai food.
Exactly right. So,
I was wrong when I said no one likes to admit they're wrong. I was wrong about that. Mike likes to admit that he was wrong more than anyone. He's told us.
That is not true in any way.
it is true. He just said it.
I
He
turned
literally
over a
just
new
said it.
leaf.
Yeah.
You admit that you're wrong about that, please.
Admit
Shows
it.
growth.
Admit it.
That's why we're in this whole pickle.
Duval.
Again with the pickle.
My movie theater sells pickles.
Do we need to change the music?
How
or-
much?
It's $2.99. It's a good deal.
Number 4, the Atlanta Falcons. Keeping an eye on them, Dan. I want to see what Michael Penix turns into. Zach Robinson, their OC, has had to shift some of the ways that they played, obviously, earlier in the season last year with Kirk Cousins. They changed things completely.
They should shift from playing bad to playing good.
That's
a good note.
That's hopefully what they're going to do with Michael Penix now. Drake London and them boys, Bijan Robinson. They got Arthur Smith the hell out of town.
So you said all those names. What is Kyle Pitts? Because out of college, this was a person who was the best wide receiver tight end thing I saw. And if Aaron Hernandez and Gronk can be that, why can't this person be that?
Agreed.
Does anyone have any assessment on what's happened there? Because he has been a non-productive football player, and whenever you're talking about the Falcons, you needed to be speaking about him as if he's one of the stars.
Yeah, 100%. I think what happened to him is he was a rookie that caught close to, if not 1,000 yards his first year, but then was saddled with a terrible offensive coordinator in Arthur Smith, a bad QB situation with Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota and whoever else they trotted out there that was a corpse. Now they got the corpse of Kirk Cousins out of the way. Michael Penix Jr. plays golf with Kyle Pitts. Now we got the golf buddy narrative going on. So I think this is the year. We talk about this being the year for Trevor Lawrence. This is the year for Kyle Pitts. If it doesn't happen this year, Dan, it's over. I want to see him ever again.
Dan, I think you stumbled on a great bit. Awful football player comparisons. Like, because you just compared Kyle Pitts to Aaron Hernandez, and you did it so casually. Next time you see a running back that flashes to you in college, compare them to O.J. Simpson, please.
The juice.
I did it to Aaron Hernandez and Gronk because the tight end numbers that they put up as a combination made Belichick look really smart.
Who would we do it for wide receivers?
Tyreek Hill.
But who are we going to compare him to?
Tyreek Hill.
Ray Caruth.
Number 3. I think Mike's in on this, obviously. Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward, number 1 pick. We want to see what he's got going on. Okay, Calvin Ridley, he's had an up-and-down career. Now he's number 1. Bill Callahan's got that offensive line playing a lot better. Okay, hopefully this year they got additions to that offensive line. Cam Ward, is this the year that we see a number 1 pick
Wait a
be
minute.
great?
Okay, no one's saying that, correct?
Oh,
no one.
He's not saying it either. He's keeping
Wait,
an eye on
wait
it.
Keeping an eye on
I got
the
both
Tennessee
eyes on
Titans.
it.
It's just an eye.
The Titans don't have any primetime games, correct? They don't have any games. Yeah. No one is going to see the Titans have the stage to themselves. As I say this, is there anyone outside of Tennessee that expects anything from the Tennessee Titans this year? I think your list is the only one that's going to include that team. No one is saying that.
That's why I'm keeping an eye on him. Me and Mike both keeping an eye on Cam Ward and the Tennessee
Do I have
Titans.
it wrong? Is there
I think so.
Yeah.
I think the Tennessee Titans could surprise people.
Okay,
You don't get the list. The list is just people he's keeping an eye on. He's not saying they're going to for sure be good or they're going to be bad. He's just keeping an eye on them.
The thing that I'm asking you, okay, and I'd ask it of Mina and Dominique and all of these people who analyze football well.
And me.
In the history of me covering this sport, I have very few times been subject to this guy's starting his first game in the pros for a bad team, and I'm going to expect something because now the learning curve is such that you go straight from college to play your first game, and we expect 10 wins out of you because you're on a rookie deal, and hurry up about it. No one knows what to expect from Cam Ward, but I'm telling you that all of history suggests that he can't be Jaden Daniels. It can't keep happening like that where someone comes into the league and is immediately that. Can it?
I mean, Jaden Daniels proved it last year, right? Like, that's the thing where you look
That's going to be the norm?
Not the norm, but there's precedent now for it. Washington was a terrible team the year before. They had bad coaching. They had bad skill players. Jaden Daniels comes in. Terry McLaurin, who's nice, but they had De'Ami Brown running around.
But Jaden Daniels was averaging
everything.
10 yards a game per carry, 10 yards a carry, rather, per game. And he could run the ball as well. You guys are telling me that you expect the Tennessee Titans to have a season that's a winning season?
I think they're going to be playing meaningful football games late into the season. Yeah, I do. And you mentioned Jaden Daniels. Bo Nix also came into the league and made an impact, connective tissue
so
between them.
That's the new normal now?
I think you need to take a look at the guys that had that extra year of college because of the COVID year. They played a lot of football, and Cam Ward has shown you every year he gets better. And sneaky weapons outside.
But can't
Tyler Lockett
isn't going to run,
man.
but isn't going to replace your running back because he also provides that as one of the options.
No, that's not his game.
But Tony Pollard is a great back. He's proven outside of Dallas that he's been very effective.
But guys, it's a different. Okay, wherever it is that Shedeur Sanders suffers from doing loop-de-loops because the game is easy for him, Cam Ward's not going to be able to run away from those defensive ends in his first season trying to read defenses.
Did you watch him at Washington State? He has plenty of experience performing at a high clip with a bad offensive line.
Okay, but Washington State, not the pros, and not with a bad team that's worse than the other pros.
Okay, down
Touche.
to make apparel.
Touche. That's why
He's
I'm keeping
just
an eye
keeping
on
an eye on
Exactly
him.
right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm keeping
this
an eye on
guy said that was the best player he's ever seen at the University of Miami.
He did say that.
And now
He
he's
said it's the best quarterback he's ever
grade A
seen.
hater.
No,
Same
You're a
school
hater.
as Xavier Restrepo.
You're a hater, Rogers.
X.
What number are we on?
Number 2.
Who knows?
And this one might be a little spicy. The New York Giants.
no one's saying that.
New York
No
Giants,
one-
Dan,
no one
have
thinks
probably the best defensive front in football.
And a great wide receiver.
And a great wide receiver. And let me tell you what, Jackson Dart, he's probably not going to play till maybe midway through the season. I think the Giants have the bye week around like week 9 or something.
You're saying things no one else is saying.
Thank
no
you,
one
Dan.
thinks
That's what I'm trying to
No
do.
one thinks the Giants are going to be any good this
I didn't
season.
say they were going to be any good. I said that they have the pieces to be interesting, which is why I'm keeping an eye on them. Defensive front. What do you want to do? You want to rush the passer?
You're just rummaging around the bottom of the league.
But he's saying things no one's saying the same way Adam McKay says things no one's saying. You're kind of like, well, is everything all right there?
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
It's not.
Defense. Oh, okay. Thank you, Zess. Judge's decree on that with prejudice?
I wouldn't even bother bringing it into the courtroom.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I don't know if that's worse on me or Adam McKay. All right. You've got a defensive front that is best in football. You've got Malik Neighbors. You've got a couple quarterbacks that I think are going to be pretty good. I think Russ is going to be better than people think. So I'm keeping an eye on the Giants. I think they're going to be a fun team. They're not going to be a ton of winning football, but they're going to be fun.
Don't do that. All right. So what is number one? And
number one.
You by putting the Giants in here, you've bored me. Just the
maybe
very,
I can bring you back on this one.
The very existence of the Giants. Is anyone expecting anything from the Giants this year?
I'm expecting them to get the hell after the quarterback.
Abdul Carter.
And play fun football. That's what I'm expecting from them. Number one, the New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel and them boys. I think we got like a Josh Allen light in Drake May. I think he's going to run the football. I think he's going to throw pretty well. Travion Henderson might be Rookie of the Year. We don't know yet. He's run out of a cannon every time he touches the ball. Dan, did you see him return that kick for his first touch? Did you see it, Dan, in the preseason?
The thing about this segment that bothered me, and I'm sorry to do this. I don't think he saw it. The thing about this segment that bothered me is that you tried to make creative, and thank you for trying, the very bottom of the league. I'd like to talk about the top of the league because you're talking about the very worst.
But you didn't even want to talk about Philly last segment.
Everybody's keeping an eye on them. Exactly right.
I wanted to talk about Aaron Hernandez.
Tony's Top 5 is presented by Smirnoff, the official vodka sponsor of the National Football League. Smirnoff, please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York, 40% alcohol by volume.
I have some regrets, okay, and
we all do.
You want to apologize for the list?
Well, I want to apologize for the list, and I want to apologize
to me for you saying things about my list.
Yeah, that seemed like you're apologizing for the existence of
that is
the
what
list.
I'm doing. I'm apologizing. I want to issue a public apology to the audience for a list that when it is you took the show from me to talk football, did so with the very bottom of the league to analyze the teams that have the very least expectations. I don't think that that's what we should be talking about today if we're celebrating football.
You're only as good as your weakest link, Dan.
Mm-hmm. You want to rethink this whole Football Friday plan of yours?
Yeah.
Wet blanket Fridays.
Well, I will tell you part of why it is. It's wet blanket Thursday around here, okay? Because you guys, for years now, have disrespected this bucket. Not as much as I did earlier when I was calling it this helmet. This segment is a bucket segment that is now sponsored by Dentech, and what it usually results in is us having to wear costumes occasionally, some of us, and then eventually none of us. And Chris Whittingham still hasn't paid any of this, and there are outstanding fines all over the place. We haven't been able to get it under control, and John Amici wrote it into the most recent contracts. It is now punitive, and I can't believe it got to this point. But we're doing the bucket again, and so I am going to give you guys what you want about football, all the time football. We're going to do the games right here. It's the most it's the most entertaining and creative thing that's ever done. Predictions on games. No one's doing that. We're the only ones in the podcast space doing that.
We are so back, Dan. The bucket is presented by Dentech's Ultimate Fantasy Football Punishment. Learn more and sign your league up at dentech.com. I'm very excited. I'm going first. Get over here.
Why is John Amici writing contracts for us now? What?
All right. If you don't know, if you're new around here, we rummage. You get 2 picks in the bucket. If you don't like the first one, you can put it back. We've simplified it, Dan. Not as many wacky helmets this year.
Well, it's just us two doing it, so we're going to be serving all the punishments.
I got the Cowboys. That's going back.
Oh, you don't hold on. You don't want to get the points on that?
Plus 8.5.
Hey,
That's a lot of points for opening day.
We don't do points.
No.
Yeah, you have to pick a winner. What are we doing?
He was setting the table, guys. We do this whole thing like when we. You're going quick. All right.
I'm just making sure he thought that
No, I know. We go straight up winners.
Yeah, Tony's supposed to start.
What's happening right now?
Just Rusty, and you're in charge.
The Jags. That's who I have. That's very exciting.
Tony's
the Jaguars
keeping an eye on them.
Are at home against the Panthers, 3.5-point favorite. I improved.
Now, remember one of my favorite predictive analysis stats. Every time the Carolina Panthers have started the season week 1 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, they make the Super Bowl.
All right, here, first pick. I've got the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're playing the Browns, 5.5-point favorites. I'm taking that.
All right.
You got to keep that.
I'm going to go ahead and go now.
All right, let's do this.
Happy to be doing this in the bucket.
Dentech mouth guard.
Oh, I got Arizona. I'm keeping that. They're at the Saints. I like Arizona this year. I think they're making a playoff.
Let me say something here. Let's put these mouth guards in and give the rest of these picks, the first picks of the season. Let's give Dentech the proper sponsorship.
All right, let's do this.
I do mine like Matthew Tkachuk because he's super cool.
Very comfortable.
Another team I like is what Billy just picked was the Bears.
Yeah, I'm putting them
They
back.
didn't make my list, though.
They're hosting the Vikings.
But you're bear down Billy.
I am bear down Billy, but I don't like the last game of the week, you know?
The Bears are plus 1.5. It's a small. They're small.
Yeah, Vikings. I got
Okay.
the Jets, so big improvement for me.
Okay. Zaslo's about to go. Chris Cody's about to
revenge
go
game.
as well. What
Aaron versus the Jets.
Huh?
I'm hungry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, too.
Again with the plain sticks.
Oh, it tastes so good.
Chris Cody.
I already went, Dan.
I know, but
Zaslo, don't choke.
Good day for Dentec. Huh? We're going to have 2 mouthpiece segments. This one and the one with Mickey.
I need a mouth guard for when I'm.
I got swap.
oh, he's got the swap helmet. Everybody wants
Oh,
the
no.
swap helmet.
You
You're
want
gonna
the
keep
Jets?
that. No, you're
So
gonna,
now what you do
no,
is,
no.
if you're keeping that, you pick another team, and then you can switch that team that you pick next with anyone you choose. If you choose, you can keep that helmet. So pick a team. You got to pick another team if you're keeping the swap.
It's a good helmet to have. Then you can take
So pick
anyone
another
else's
helmet. And now you have the option. Oh my God. Oh, I thought it was the Saints.
Army, Navy, Air Force?
Army, Navy, Air Force. So now
Thank you for your service.
you can pick to swap with somebody, or you can pick Army, Navy, or Air Force.
You don't have to swap now. You get to pick after
Yeah, at the
every.
end.
Or
Okay,
Coast Guard, too.
And so, what are the Army, Navy, and Coast Guard
I'm
games?
checking it out.
It just says Army Navy on it. That's not
So
the
I got the
TYFOS.
Bills.
Jeez.
I got the Bills. The Bills.
They're a good team.
Yeah,
They play the Ravens. Yeah, tough game.
Very boring on Hard Knocks, but a good team.
I'll take the Bills. I'll take them against the Ravens at home.
You wanted me to talk about the boring Bills? No.
I don't want to talk about the boring Bills, but I do want to think that they're good again this year and they're going to win the division.
Sure, but that's not fun.
Zaz, you don't need to worry about who you're picking in the thank you for your service helmet because you're probably going to swap with someone. So they're going to then have to think about
Maybe
who to
I
pick.
won't. I'm going to see who Army, Navy, and Air
Army's
Force are
playing
playing.
K-State. That's not good.
Navy's playing at home against UAB.
Isn't K-State 0-2?
UAB, that's Trent Dilfer's team. He sucks.
Okay, so maybe Navy at home against them. I gotta see.
Maybe.
Army just lost to Tarleton State.
All right, well, like I said, that might not be a good team to pick. Who's Air Force playing?
Utah State.
Tough game.
You break it down, college football expert.
I
I always like to bet on Utah and Utah State. I always like for them to be a little bit better than people think they are.
Yeah, I got to go with swap. I'm out of the swap.
So who do you want to swap with? Which is the one
who
you
you
like
guys
the
got?
most?
Who you
One
guys
of the
got?
Jets, I think he said.
I think Tony has the biggest favorite, 5.5-point favorite. Bengals.
I don't know about that.
Mike, what do you got?
I got nothing you got to worry about.
What you got?
Nothing. That's on you for not remembering.
Yeah, he's right.
That's not the way to play this. That's not the
I gave
correct-
analysis. I said I like them making the playoffs.
No, but now you're testing his memory, and
That's
no one
right.
explained to him that this was a game of wits.
Well,
What, you got? Man,
He's playing it for the first time. We stole it from him and Joy Taylor. It was a totally
I'm
stolen
glad
idea.
you're finally admitting
He's
that.
still mad about it.
You took that shit
yeah,
from me.
Yeah. You and Joy Taylor complaining you stole our bit and you took it national, and all I did was hate it. I hate this bit.
And now I'm supposed to remember tunes?
yeah, you invented making predictions.
No, I invented. I had a wheel of death.
That's right. He had a wheel. He had a wheel.
It was a wheel of humiliation.
Either way, you don't know my team, and it seems to be like you're in a pickle.
The wheel of
No,
humiliation.
my movie theater sell pickles. But I don't care what
The
I
wheel of
want.
humiliation was better than the bucket of. It was better.
Yo, Mike, who you got? Don't make me come over there. I'll come over there. Bullshit. Billy, who you got?
You say I'm swapping with Billy, or you're gonna say the team? You want to swap with me?
No, I want to know what team you have.
Okay. You want to swap with me?
No, I want to know what team you have.
What if I had the Eagles? You want to swap and get the Eagles?
No, I don't want the Eagles.
What if I had the Broncos? You want to swap for the Broncos?
If you had the Broncos, I would swap with you.
So, take a gambling man.
I am a gambling man.
So, if I had the Broncos, you could have the Broncos. But if I have another team, you got that team.
That's not how this works.
Pick your poison, buddy.
I want to know who you got, man.
No, you got to pick who you're swapping
Swap
with.
helmet is supposed to be a good thing.
You're
It's not
swapping
supposed
with
to
a
be-
person,
I'm
not the
guessing
team.
here.
You're swapping with a person. You swapping with me?
I'm not.
You want to do business with me? You want to swap with me? Maybe I had the Broncos. You want to swap?
No, I want to swap the team. I don't want to swap with you. Who you got?
It's not how I do business.
Well, you don't make the rules.
Maybe I got the Commanders. You want the Commanders?
You guys gotta stop doing this.
Your microphone's off.
Yes, if you have the Commanders, then I want to swap.
So you want to do business with me?
If you have the Commanders.
Say I want to swap with Billy.
I want to swap with Billy if he has the Commanders.
No contingencies. Pick a person to swap with. This is what you get for not keeping up.
Yo, Chris, who you got?
I have the Jags. Mike has the Cardinals. They're the biggest favorite.
You son of a...
But maybe I had
And I don't like to use that word, but you made me.
I might have the Commanders. My team's in this hand right here.
You have the Commanders?
Maybe. It's right here. Take a look. It's in this hand.
Let me see your hand.
You seeing it? You blind?
You are the Commanders?
I got my team in this hand right here. You want him?
If that team is the Commanders, I'll want them.
I think Chris Cody gave you a clue.
Want this team or not?
I don't want that team. I'm declining. I don't want that team.
Wow. Your funeral.
We need a swap.
I want Mike's team. Give me your team, Mike.
All right, you've
Don't
been
make
swapped.
me come over there.
That's the Cardinals. All right, so Mike now has, what are you taking? Air Force, Navy, Army? Who are you taking?
He'll announce it.
Yeah, they're all not great.
Thank you, Dentech.
I had the Jets.
Good, I'm glad I didn't take that. Bad business.
Thank you to Dentech. The bucket is back. The punishments will be paid this year. You say we haven't established John Amici is writing the characters, but then you tell me that black guy that hit Jeremy with a bottle 2.5 hours ago, that's a character we've established. Just to be sure, I've got all of that right? Hit Jeremy in the head with a bottle. I haven't heard from Jeremy since. Have you? Have you seen Jeremy since?
No, but if you're asking me if that's accurate, yes, it is.
I've got good news. Jeremy's going to be the one handling all the costumes for the Dentech
He's in
bucket.
charge?
He's in charge, Dan.
Okay, but wait a minute. That's not going to work. You guys,
We're not going to listen to him. We're going to hit him with a bottle of the head.
It's in your contracts. The punishments have to be paid. That part nobody's fooling around on anymore. I wanted to ask you guys something. Have any of you seen the trailer for the Sheen documentary?
Oh, yeah. I think this one's going to be good.
So you guys were making fun of me because you were saying, "Oh, Meadowlark finished in second place for that one," and
I thought you meant Shein, the place where you order really cheap stuff. Because I think Hulu did a thing on that. I'm like, why does Dan even know what Shein is?
The Charlie Sheen documentary was offered to us for a price. We would have
second place again.
No, this is what you guys did last time, and that's not what happened.
Always the bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
So I want to. It's your money. Seriously, because the company's ours, it's your money that this bet would have or would not have been made with. And so I ask you this question when I tell you that the Sheen movie could have been ours if we had paid a price, would have closed the bidding, and would have been ours. It's not second place. It was, no, that seems a little steep. What I ask you is too steep. I'm asking you guys to guess. I'm asking you guys to tell me, on behalf of the company, what do you think would be too much money to pay Charlie Sheen that would have closed the category that this would have been not just a giant week for Meadowlark, but it would have been everything with Pablo Torre, and we would have been debuting the Sheen movie. What's the price that any of you would have been willing to pay on the behalf of this company to have that movie be ours this week?
I mean, is there a baseline as to how much this kind of thing usually costs?
I'm just asking you. Yeah, well, I will tell you. Hold on a second.
$0 because we already didn't get to football. Barely.
We didn't do enough football?
Game on, Dano. Week 1 is here, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. We're talking first touchdown fireworks, anytime TDs, and live bets that follow every momentum shift. Your season starts now. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code DAN. That's code DAN to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet $5. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Hey folks, it's Mike Ryan, and it's also football season. That's right, things just kicked off. I celebrated a big dub with my friends and my trusty Miller Lite right there beside me because Miller Time is the secret ingredient to football time. Miller Time makes everything a good time. I love Miller Lite. You know why? because Miller Lite is brewed for flavor with simple ingredients, rich toffee notes, and that iconic golden color. And here's a kicker, folks. In its 50th year of existing, it's just 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. The original light beer since 1975 and still hidden 5 decades later. Whether you're at the game or at your home on your couch with your friends, put out a nice little cold cooler of Miller Lite and make sure the drinks keep coming because it is football time and you want that beer that hits different. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
I really do feel like you guys have put me in an impossible position here where I have to do this 5-minute interview, agreeing to terms I didn't want, somebody on a cell phone. Where you guys don't understand how hard it is to like even call the corridors of power. Like we have to go through a labyrinth just to make sure we could get Micky Arison on the line to celebrate his Hall of Fame induction this weekend. He's going to be pulled all over the place. He's doing 2 other interviews, 5 minutes and forced. We have 5 minutes available to us, and over the last, I don't know, few hours, you guys have forced me to do an interview that doesn't seem like it could go well. 5 minutes is a set of terms that we've never agreed to. No video. We're a video company now. That's what we've been doing the last 4 years. No video. That's not something that we do anymore. We are doing these things as a concession to a man. Yes, Chris.
We're going to call him live on the air. Do you think he's a hello or this is Mickey when he answers kind of guy? Because I think of people like when you're a Micky Arison type, you say, hey, this is Mickey. No.
I think he's one of those types who goes, yellow?
I think he's going, I think it's, yeah.
Oh, power move.
All right, so we're going to call him live on the air. Are you guys ready? Because I have to set up the 5 minutes, and I have to set it up with him because this is the 5 minutes don't start until we've asked our first question. Okay, so he's going to sit there.
The start of the question or the end of the question? Because we have
all right. Let's
like
Family Feud.
Yeah.
Clock starts as you
I
stop
want
the
to
question.
start. Let's start there with him, Billy, because I think it's laughable that he's only giving us 5 minutes, and I don't mind giving him a hard time.
He's probably going to have a clock also, so it's going to be like 3, 2, sync.
I bet he likes Family Feud.
Yeah, you should sync it at the beginning for sure. Find out what time zone
All right,
he's in.
we're going to have that whole conversation with him on the front end before we start the clock.
But also, like, this could be like a genie situation where you have 3 wishes, right? And I wish I had more than 3 wishes. Like, boom, that was one of your wishes. So if it's at the end of the first question, you ask him, hey, does the clock start at the end of the first question? Then that might have been the first question. The clock could have started.
But we have to be quick, too, is what I'm saying. Because it's 5 minutes.
I'm quick. Ask my wife.
You should start with that.
How would you do that?
You're like, hey, I'm
Mike,
quick.
I think usually on top.
Ooh, what if that's the first question? A little icebreaker. Mickey, how's the performance?
Yeah.
Power bottom.
Man in the street, freak in the sheets, that type of thing.
Tony, you're of the belief that I should ask him off the top in
Good
an interview
icebreaker.
that has 5 minutes before we get to the ownership by the Saudis, 10% of the company. You're of the
Don't start with that one.
No,
but you're of the belief that better to start. How are you in the sheets, or how quick are you?
No,
You think that's better?
That's crass. Oh, do the Joe Rose. How the ladies treating you?
Is he talking to Big Dog? Is that one of the 3 interviews?
Let's do this. I'm excited now.
All right, go ahead and call him. But
I'm glad we sorted that out.
The 5 minutes do not start. I've got to talk to him about this. All
I'm
right.
definitely not confused.
All right, hold on. Just call.
Very exciting.
What was the first question? I already forgot.
Hello?
Mickey?
Hello? Yes.
Hello, Mickey. The clock does not start on 5 minutes. We are on the air. We've got 5 minutes with you. Congratulations. You're the greatest owner in the history of South Florida sports. We're very happy for you.
Who's this? Hi, Dan.
That was good.
What a jokester.
No, we got...
Guy gets it.
No,
I forgot all my questions.
Okay, I've been told I have 5 minutes with him, but I'm just telling you right now, all right, Mickey, that the clock does not start until after we've asked our first question, okay?
You haven't asked the question yet?
No, I have not yet asked the question. We have 5 minutes with you. I don't think that you want to do any of this, not this interview. I'm not sure you want to.
What's he so busy doing, Mickey? Mickey, what are you up to today? What does your day look like?
That's the first question.
No, it is not. No, it is not. The clock does not start until I ask the first question. Billy's not getting in here and asking the first question. The clock does not start.
I started out with a cappuccino at Starbucks with a banana bread. It was pretty good, but went right through me.
You ever heard of the? Ooh, okay, too much information.
You have a
ever heard
Starbucks in your house?
Where I am, I have a Starbucks. It's called the Mohegan Sun.
You own the Mohegan Sun?
No, the Mohegan
The
Sun.
clock behind you's already started.
Here.
No, the
event
clock. No,
starts here.
no. Don't start the clock.
It's already
No.
going.
Billy already asked 2 questions.
You ever had one of those plain stick donuts, Mickey?
Don't
They're
start
terrible.
the clock. Don't start the clock yet.
I haven't tried that.
Don't bother. Don't waste your life on that.
Okay, what happened? You said your breakfast went right through you.
Yeah, that cappuccino was just
Gives you
a
the
little
shits,
strong
man.
with the jet lag coming from Italy. You know,
Okay,
combination of
this
the two, I
this
guess.
is not the first question. We've got 5 minutes in a second. No, it starts with the first
How
question.
many first questions have you get?
Okay, no, we're going to start the clock in a second. Mickey, thank you for joining us. Zazzle, you're in agreement with me. Greatest owner in South Florida sports history, bar none.
Has brought me a lot of joy. Greatest owner, yes.
That question was to Zazzle, not you, Mickey.
It was
so that didn't count.
that's
either.
right. It was to
Yeah.
Zaslow, not to Mickey. He is willing. He is starting his Hall of Fame week right now. It's very busy. He's only got 5 minutes. I'm going to ask the first question. The first question is, true or false, you are looking forward to making your Hall of Fame speech?
False.
Do you know who Jonathan Zaslow is?
No.
See, that's not right.
Devastating.
That's bull. I'm not
Calling
saying
him-
that to you,
You're
Mickey.
calling him a liar.
I'm saying that to
Calling
Mike Ryan.
You're calling Mr. Arison a liar.
I'm saying Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan's bull.
Ask Mickey Arison your question. Ask him.
Mickey, have you seen the new Superman?
No.
True or false, Mickey? LeBron is the best player in franchise history.
Tough question. I got to give that to Dwayne Wade.
That's
Good
false.
answer.
Yeah, but it's false. That makes it
So why'd you
false.
make him such a statue? I mean, that thing looks nothing like him.
No. Billy.
It wasn't. He didn't sculpt it. It wasn't his fault.
Billy, that's not a question. What is that?
You said you wanted me to ask him that, Dan. You said, Billy, make sure you
No,
come in
I
and
did
club him
not.
over the head with
That's
this question.
not true.
You pulled him aside. You were like, Mike, ask him if he knows Zaslow, and then Billy, ask him about the weight.
Yeah.
All right. Mickey, are you excited about this weekend because you deserve it?
I'm excited. No, excited is not the word.
What is it? Why would you?
I'm appreciative.
Why would excited?
I mean, it is an honor, and so I'm appreciative. But it's not, it's not what I love doing. Getting up and giving speeches. I don't think I've given one in 25 years.
Did you get any help with it?
Yeah.
And so are you dreading this? Because it should feel, forgive me for doing this, but it should feel like a celebration of great accomplishment. It's the height of the sport.
Well, like I said, I'm appreciative. I appreciate the honor from the hall, no question about it. But it's not something. It was never a goal. And so while I appreciate it, the goal. We've reached our goal 3 times. And so I rather look forward to the 4th more than this. But like I said, I'm very appreciative.
What are you proudest of? What are you proudest of in your career?
Building the largest and greatest cruise company in the world.
Basketball-wise?
Being competitive most years. Winning more games than most franchises, coming from an expansion team, one of the youngest franchises. I think we set a pretty good record of achievement, which I'll talk about in my speech.
2 minutes. 2 minutos.
The unfairest criticism of the Miami Heat in recent years?
I have there's been so much of it. I have no idea which is the most unfair.
Is there a way for you?
I have the unfortunate ability of reading social media, which is a horrible thing. But having read, seen a lot of the Twitter reaction to what we've not achieved in the last year or so is no fun.
Mickey, is that the unfair criticism that has bothered you the most?
I don't know that it's unfair. I didn't say it was unfair. I just said that, it's not fun to read.
Did you guys really lose LeBron James because Pat Riley stole his cookies on an airplane?
I think you have to ask LeBron James why LeBron James left. But I think in retrospect, for his personal career, he made a great decision.
True or false, the last year in Miami, LeBron James quit during the finals?
I don't believe a player like LeBron James ever quits. Come on.
Mickey, congratulations this weekend. 5 seconds left. Was that as uncomfortable as you feared it would be?
No, it wasn't uncomfortable. I always look forward to talking to you, Dan. And I don't know why you never invite me.
Why aren't you inviting him, Dan?
I've been inviting him for 30 years.
Talk to you tomorrow, Mickey?
He does talk to you tomorrow?
We'll serve up more softballs. Come on.
Weekly spot?
Anytime, Dan. You know that.
All right, a weekly guest. Mickey, good talking to you. Mike, you didn't get any Terry Rozier questions in.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm the soft one here. Yeah.
Matthew Berry next. Thank you, Mickey.
Take care.
Angel, we have gotten far away from where it happened, but I really did think that David Samson had a bar early in the show when he said scammers can scam just like scammers can be scammed. I thought it was a bar, and I thought David Samson having bars is something that we should put on a T-shirt. What are you looking at me like that for, Mike?
I'm looking for Angel.
Make sure to get Angel as soon as you can to make those T-shirts. LeBatardAF.com needs some of your support. Zaslow likes that opulence. So, too, does Matthew Berry, who has a backdrop here that is exactly the backdrop that Matthew Berry also always wants to have as the fantasy king that he is. Like, look at him. Like, he's doing this purposely.
This is insane.
Yeah, of course. Big football. Big football is all behind him. And look at him. He's preening. He's got, that is an album cover right there for fantasy league players everywhere. Look how large he looks there.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm at the link, obviously, Football Night in America tonight. We're kicking off. We actually have football tonight, Cowboys and Eagles. So I'm here in Philadelphia. It actually looks semi-fake. It looks like AI, Dan, but I am here. I'm on my iPad talking to you guys. So, yeah, it's unsettlingly large.
Well, you look epic. You're a king in the industry, and everyone knows this time of year, the fantasy. I open the floor to you guys. You guys know I don't like fantasy. You guys know that that's not a thing for me.
Why?
I don't follow all this stuff. I don't care about whether
you don't follow football. We know.
No, I just don't want to.
Dan, let me ask you a question though. Can I ask you a question? Like, because I know you've had this take for a long time. You've been very consistent about this. But have we ever gotten into why? And somebody just said this. Why don't you like fantasy? I know you don't, and I'm not trying to convince you to do it, but I'm just curious. What about it don't you like?
The thing that I don't like is that if I am betting on someone to get 80-plus yards in a game rushing and that person ends up getting hurt, I don't like losing my money. I don't like investing in things that are so predictive that no one knows anything about what's going to happen. You guys are very good at the information. You guys are better than most at being able to correctly predict what's going to be a success on the field. But the thing that I don't like about it is it's so much guesswork that with my money, and I can lose so much of it quickly because I'd prefer just one game, and I'd like that to be where the action is. I don't need to have action in 150 different places hoping that Kyle Pitts has over 3.5 catches.
This guy doesn't love ball.
He doesn't. No. I should have known earlier when he didn't like my list. I knew.
How long was he crying? That felt like 35 seconds.
Yeah, I would say the audio went out there, so I didn't hear the whole thing, but I get the general gist of it. I would just say that in terms of fantasy, you don't have to play for money. You can just play with your friends. Mm-hmm. And it's not really about Kyle Pitts over 3.5 receptions. You are rooting for players and their performance, but it's not. That's more of a betting thing, I would say. But it does give you a rooting interest in games that you might not normally care about. And it is a way to, bond, whether it is people you work with, people you went to college with, friends and family. It's a way to stay in touch as well. So, but I understand that. Like, I respect it. I've heard versions of that before. And I consider it an amazing accomplishment in my career. I consider it an amazing accomplishment in my career that despite the fact that Dan hates fantasy, I've somehow managed to be a multi-time guest on the Dan Le Batard Show.
Dan, you're actually going to be in a fantasy league with Matthew Berry.
Wow.
You don't know, but you're signed up. We're doing the draft next week. We're going to start it a little late, but a guillotine league, and you're in it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, a guillotine league.
Oh, it's the good stuff.
You actually might like it better because if you lose the first week, you're gone. You don't have to deal with it anymore. But if you keep winning.
I erred in saying Kyle Pitts over 3.5 yards because when it is that you go to yardages and you have to do the guesswork, what you're saying is that this allows you to care about games that you wouldn't normally care about. And I would say it's part of the dehumanization of the athlete because he's only worth whatever his 60 yards in reception.
I hate to tell you,
Run police,
Kyle
dude.
Pitts is out on that field
Jesus.
whether I draft him on my fantasy team or not.
Dehumanization.
Jeez
Are you
Louise.
kidding me, dog?
I want him to succeed. I want him to have 100 yards and a touchdown.
They
That's
already
what I want
elected
him
a
to do.
pope, Dan. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure you don't know what fantasy football is.
Okay.
Matthew Berry
That's
has
what
a
I
boat.
feel like if Dan got into a legitimate league, that he would actually enjoy it. If you opened your mind and gave it a shot, I actually think you would enjoy it. Because I understand the dehumanization aspect, but that's true with football, right? There are fans that have nothing to do with fantasy that yell at guys because they dropped a pass, because they didn't complete something. So I mean, that's just a fandom thing. That's not a fantasy thing. That's just how certain people view the game. But I don't view the game that way, and I don't think anyone on your staff does.
Dehumanization. Dan, I legitimately love Shane Vereen. Yeah. I will love Shane Vereen forever.
Danny Woodhead is a god.
He is such a human to me. Exactly. He's more than a human.
But jokes aside, that's one of the great things and why fantasy football is so good for the NFL is because you joke about Shane Vereen or Danny Woodhead, two legends in the fantasy game, but it does give attention to players that might normally not get it. The Jaguars were not good last year. Brian Thomas Jr. was not a highly drafted guy. Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, those were the wide receivers that everyone cared about coming out of college last year. But Brian Thomas Jr. became a superstar in fantasy football, and he's obviously known in NFL circles, but not nearly as well as he was in fantasy football circles. Small market guy who performed very well on a bad team, Brian Thomas Jr. last year. And so it does give attention to players that might normally not get it.
Matthew, you played fantasy football, obviously, for many, many years. What is the most angry you've ever been over fantasy football?
You can search it up. You can Alfred Morris 1 point. I was in a league and I just lost it, and it was a Monday Night Football game, and I needed 1 point, literally one. The guy I was playing was done. I needed Alfred Morris, who at the time was the starting running back for the San Francisco 49ers. It was a Monday night game against the Packers. I just needed literally 1 point from Alfred Morris, and out of nowhere, Raheem Mostert, he literally got only one play. He earns a first down. He got like an 8-yard carry for a first down. They call it back due to penalty, and I lose by like 0.7 when all I needed was 1 point. And I just didn't. I just lost it on my podcast that I was doing, and so I just did an epic rant. And you can search it up on YouTube. Matthew Berry, Alfred Morris, 1 point, and I just go off for like 5 minutes. That is the angriest I've ever been. It was just the most frustrating loss of all time. Watching that entire game, and Alfred Morris can't get one stupid point.
Chris Cody, would you like to get that audio and video so that I can tell you why it is that I don't like fantasy as we see our friend Matthew Berry melt down in an assortment of hysterics over a single football yard when he's an alleged adult human being? I would like to play that sound for the people. And what it does to people, I also don't like, because the people want to tell me about their fantasy league and that terrible loss they suffered.
Yeah, but that's the part of the community,
Yeah.
Dan. You don't like community. I've realized
He doesn't
that.
like
You don't like
community.
community. You don't like ball. Like,
I love war stories. More of them.
Yeah, but Dan, people are like that. People are like that about Alabama losing to Florida State. Like when you care about a team, whether it's your fake football team or your real football team, when you lose a frustrating game, you're upset. That's what we love about sports. There's a passion. There's a love there, and so yes. When the people you love let you down, you get disappointed. And whether it's, a fake team that you've assembled or a team that you've grown up watching, So I don't know that any of the emotions you're arguing against are different in fantasy than they are in normal, actual football. That would be my argument back to you.
Matthew, you must get fantasy football questions wherever you go, which is probably really annoying when you're just trying to like enjoy your day. But when you did Avengers, were any of the Avengers asking you fantasy football advice?
They were, and they do to this day. And honestly, the reason I was in that movie, I was in Avengers Endgame, is because I was in a fantasy league with Joe Russo, who, obviously directed the movie with his brother Anthony, the Russo brothers, and we became friends. And he said he had a part for me, and I was just like, great. And so there's a lot of them that are hardcore fantasy football players. And so for a number of years, I played in the league with Chris Pratt and Chris Evans, all the Chris's actually, Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., Paul Rudd's a crazy fantasy football player. So all of them, yeah.
I need a couple of them. I need you to keep hitting that. He just hit us with like 5 look at me Louis, did he not?
Yeah. Hemsworth had the worst team, right? That guy doesn't know football.
Hemsworth actually had a good team. I think he probably had somebody helping him out.
Yeah.
Aussie rules. But no, I'm not. Are you allowed to do a look at me, Louis, when I'm asked a direct question?
Well,
when I'm answering a direct question. I need to know the rules on this.
No, but they said no. But wait a minute. He asked you about being in the Avengers, and then you volunteered all of those names that you're in a league with, and that you're still friends with them.
No. Dan, he asked me. Do any of those guys ask me? Did any of the Avengers ask me for fantasy advice? And so the answer is yes, they did, I suppose. But I would think your audience would want to know, okay, well, which of the Avengers asked you for fantasy advice? And I'm telling you that not only they asked me for fantasy advice, but they're hardcore players that are league. Fair enough. If I mention that I think I get 1 look at me, Louis. I don't think 5.
He's the founder.
That I was in a league with him. That's fair. That's fair. I'll allow that one.
You're not entitled to allow or not allow around here, sir. You've already gotten it, and you'll eat it. You can object to it, but you'll still eat it. Founder of FantasyLife.com, host of the Fantasy Football Happy Hour with Matthew Berry. It's on NBC Sports and Peacock. On his pod, the description is Matthew Berry is on the Mount Rushmore of fantasy football analysts. Who's up there with you?
That's a great question, actually, and I didn't come up with that phrase. I didn't say that. I don't know who else is up there with me. I'd actually have to think about that. A lot of people that do great. I feel like I'm just going to offend people if I don't mention. Oh,
you're in the entertainment business, sir. You can't wiggle around that question with a bunch of cowardice. You got to throw a couple of people on there at the risk of offending others.
Eric Carabell is waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, listen, Eric Carabell's a legend, right? Eric's been doing it forever and ever. He was at ESPN before I ever got there as well. I'll say my friend Joe Bryant over at Football Guys has been doing it forever and does a great job, still does a great job. So I'll say I'll put him up there as well.
Evan Silva would also like a word.
Wow.
TMR.
Well, I think he didn't allow Carabell up there.
Listen, Evan's great. Listen, that's the thing. Like, you could mention a bunch of people, but like, yeah, Evan's great. Like all the people I worked with at ESPN. Field's great.
Matthew, did you just give us coach speak on Eric Carabell? Is that what just happened on our show where you just said, well, Eric Carabell, he's a good...
A lot of respect for him.
A lot of respect for him, but no, he's clearly not on the Mount Rushmore, but I would never say that. I would never say that out loud because I'm just giving you a bunch of blue mist in your face.
Well, now you're going to paint me in the corner because I like Eric. I have no issue with Eric.
He's not on the Mount Rushmore.
He's out.
He's out. Get him out of here.
He likes him.
He's much more of a baseball guy, and he would tell you that himself. If he were on this show.
Oh my God!
We didn't say fantasy football Mount Rushmore. We said fantasy.
Some would say without fantasy baseball, there'd be no fantasy football.
Precisely.
Respect your elders.
Meanwhile, they're cutting the grass behind me. Well, here's a Mount Rushmore guy. Then if it's fantasy and it's not just football specific, Ron Chandler of Baseball HQ fame. Ron Chandler is an absolute legend. He's on the Mount Rushmore of fantasy sports for sure.
Didn't he invent rotisserie?
He did not invent rotisserie. He was the first person that sort of used
Rogers.
Ron Chandler was the first person that used analytics and data, underlying statistics to predict future performance under the lens of fantasy sports.
Matthew,
he's the first guy to do that.
I need to stop you for just a second because I've been negligent this segment. He's the founder of FantasyLife.com. He's the host of Fantasy Football Happy Hour with Matthew Berry. It's on NBC Sports and Peacock. He's a giant.
Trying to sell fantasy to you. What's next? French fries?
Yeah. Oh, pizza. It's awesome. I don't know about pizza.
Okay, I know you guys.
He's at the link. Look at him. This is a great day.
Okay, yes it is. My bad. Let's get, in these last 2 minutes that we have with Matthew Berry, just condense expensive for, because I know everyone out there is searching all pods for all information. Give us your best 2 minutes of Matthew Berry is telling you this weekend, here's where the money is in fantasy.
No, I love it.
Hang on 1 second. I got the
No, I know. Everyone's getting ready for a big night. Well, everybody's waiting for these 2 minutes, Matthew. I've wasted everyone's time because everyone wants the gold of these 2 minutes. I will get out of the way, and for 2 minutes, you give everyone, please, your best information this weekend.
For this weekend, I think Xavier Worthy, who's had at least 5 receptions for each of his last 8 full games against a Chargers defense that was one of the worst teams against the deep pass. No Rashee Rice, no Jalen Royals. I think Xavier Worthy has a big game. No team in the NFL gave up more rushing touchdowns last year than the New Orleans Saints. Give me James Conner, who last year got 76% of his team's goal-to-go rushing attempts. I think Drake May has a great game this week, his debut against the Raiders. According to Pro Football Focus, our friends over at PFF, no secondary is worse heading into week 1 than the Las Vegas Raiders. I think they let him run quite a bit as well. I think Jacksonville and Carolina is going to be a sneaky shootout. Give me all the Trevor Lawrence, all the Travis Hunter this week as well. I'm excited for tonight's game with the Eagles and the Cowboys. I think they pass more this year, the Eagles do. So give me some A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. How about Jerome Ford? I think Jerome Ford, with Quinshon Judkins still unsigned for the Browns, I think Jerome Ford is going to...
Oh, no. Jerome Ford is there.
Jerome
He's that
Ford
guy.
is what? No. Jerome Ford is what?
He's still talking.
Dylan Sampson there too, though.
Jerome Ford is what?
Everybody wants this. This is
Jerome
gold.
Ford is what?
It's being lost.
Jerome Ford is what?
Because his audio blows.
The link. Jerome Ford.
We have again segregated Jeremy Taché in baseball, put it apart from the show. It's in the post-game show. If you want your baseball, if you want your pitch clock on a football Thursday that I've befouled by talking to Matthew Berry in a way that everyone here thought was improperly disrespectful because I wasn't properly loving of all the things that Matthew Berry is. Look at Tony still shaking his head.
It's just he's a legend of the game, Dan, and then you like don't like fantasy football. You don't get it. It's like we're trying to pitch it to you like if it's the first time ever, if it's 1984.
You're essentially saying what he does is bull.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Yeah. Look, I did the Brad Marchand thing for 2 months. I knew it was a bad bit. I admitted I was wrong. You've been doing this bad bit for 15 years.
I may have to admit at some point that my ignorance about this thing makes me hate it because all of you asking me about Greg Cody's football Lobos has poisoned me over the years and made me hate fantasy football.
You'd think that after the show was presented by DraftKings, he'd get that.
I am who I am. I will always be who I am.
Isn't that Popeye?
Juju, yes, thank you. That is Popeye. I am what I am. That's Popeye's phrase. I'm just taking it. I didn't know that Popeye hated fantasy football. Juju is here. He is going to critique the show in other ways. In what other ways did I fail today, Juju?
Man, I like to welcome you to the Mobland Hive, big brother, because like I say, man, that's just an incredibly produced show. I can't wait for season 2, but you enraged the crowd when saying it was better than The Sopranos.
That was wild.
It could be better. Yeah, you had a lot of reactions from that.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Just so that everyone knows, like, I love The Sopranos. It's one of the greatest television shows of all time. I just got 5 Guy Ritchie movies. If you give me 7 seasons of 5 Guy Ritchie movies, it'll be better than The Sopranos.
Well, Cafecito Crew Gaming says you are a prisoner of the moment. And Jeremiah W. says you have gone too far.
Nope. I look, you guys aren't properly respecting what Guy Ritchie does. The actors in Mobland are so much better than the ones in The Sopranos. So much better. Not a little bit better, a lot better. And the music. Just, Mike, please look up for me.
Even better than the great Stevie Van Zandt?
Mike, please look up for me, if you will, the music at the beginning. It's the only intro I do not skip. I skip all the intros except the music to Mobland because I don't know who even does it, because the song at the beginning of Mobland is so good.
You skip the Succession intro?
Yes. Well, that's the only other one.
On.
That's the only other one
Come
I
on.
occasionally
That is
did not
ass.
miss. You did get me, Zaz.
The
You
great
got me.
Paulie Walnuts.
Rest in peace, by the way.
What other criticisms they got of me?
They don't have too much more criticisms. They were a little bit restless on the football talk because we started with a lot of other stuff besides football today. We got into Micky Arison pretty early. We got into David Samson, which is a crowd favorite. And they was like, get to the football. So whenever Tony did his list, man, the chat lit up and y'all really lit them boys up today.
Thank you.
We'll do better tomorrow.
I'm not so sure. It's a football Friday.
I'm not here to save you tomorrow, Dan.
And Dan is threatened to be here.
You got to talk
for
ball.
the rest of the season.
Thursday Thunder is upon us. Let's do that quickly before we get to Gas Bag of the Week.
Thursday Thunder, presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Brothers, the NFL is back. Football memes going all across the world right now. DraftKings posted the football meme. My boy Kazim posted the football meme. You guys are on the map. Kazim, you got to know.
Love Kaz.
Salute the Kaz, man. But football season is back and everybody's celebrating. So I want to kick it off with going over 6.5 catches right now tonight for my boy CD Lamb, man.
Wow,
Come
I
on,
love
man.
that.
They're going to be down a little bit tonight and they're going to have to air that thing out. So CD Lamb over 6.5. Second leg, I'm going with my boy Fergie. I'm going with Mr. Cavender himself, Jake Ferguson, for over 3.5 catches as well. I feel like that's, and I don't want to jinx it, but that seems pretty Scooby snackable to me, if you feel me. Last leg, you know I can't forget about my ladies. I can't forget about them. Even though it's Football Thursday, I'm going with the Minnesota Lynx, minus 2.5 points tonight against the Las Vegas Aces. The last time they played the Aces, they beat them by 50-something. 50-umpteen points. So lock it in tonight. Thursday Thunder, baby.
As an apology to Matthew Berry and an audience that has turned against me and rightfully turned against me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a deal with Meadowlark Media and Matthew Berry that he gives us his best 3 minutes of fantasy football secrets every single week where he joins us. And it's just every single week I'm going to give you what you want. Not what I want. I don't want to do 3 minutes of fantasy football, but where he gives you like the machine gun. Here's what you need to do this weekend. You don't even need to listen to my whole podcast. These are the moves you need to make. We're going to do that deal as a season-long apology for what it is that I did on this first of Football Thursdays. My apologies to all involved. Let's do the polls here before we end the show on a gas bag of the week. What do you have? End this part of the show. Pitch clock is in the post game, segregated. What do you have for us on the polls, Juju?
Man, we got some important polls today. Does a donut need to be sweet? 85% of the audience says, yes, it does. Sorry, Zaz.
Sorry, what? I was sweet as hell when it was touching my lips.
Sugar tits.
No. Does a donut need to be round? 56% of the audience says, no, it does not. Salute to Zaslow.
That's a bit of a shocker, is it not? Are you guys not shocked a little bit by that one? No? I thought
donut had to be round and have a hole.
Whose tears did you enjoy more, Alabama's or Bill Belichick's?
Oh, that was from yesterday. That's a good one.
Right. 55% of the audience says they enjoy Alabama's tears more. Right. Also, happy retirement to Nikola Vucevic, under the radar, sneaky big man.
The Russian.
Also, yeah, the Russian. The last poll, who's the nuttiest fan of the week? The Alabama fan who gave us a barrel to remember, or there's two, can I read this on there?
It's hard to explain. I struggled yesterday as well.
What is happening?
The UM fans with the inappropriate
Okay,
saying.
so this is our new sponsored segment. Nuttiest fan, we can't do it correctly.
Well, Peace and Peace's partner, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, the back of the man's jersey says, I come in peace. And the back of his wife's jersey says, peace. Which fan is the nuttiest of the week? 64% of the audience says the peace couple,
super
and those are your polls.
Thank you, Juju. I appreciate the time. Would you like to hear who this week's gas bag of the week is? Because I've been asking these guys to get better at finding gas bags of the week. They have failed. They failed for months. They failed for years, really, getting me just, you would think with all the people talking at the content trough, it'd be pretty easy to find someone who's a gas bag of the week. So show me, guys. Show me something here on who was most wrong this week, most loudly about anything he had to say in the gas bag department.
Gas bag of the week.
This is a beast coming to college football. This is not a lazy old man that you underestimate because you're forgetful about what he did before the last 5 years you were watching. Do you know what it takes to win in that sport? Everyone is fighting for money, for careers with their bodies. This dude conquered everyone, had a murderer on the roster, went through cheating scandals, conquered that league again and again like no one has, and now wants to prove it in the minor leagues of professional football. I'd be terrified to compete against whatever he's got coming my way.
I don't feel good about it as a Miami fan. Hey,
cut that one. Cut that.
Bad edit. Bad edit.
Important context.
So Mike is clearly the gas bag of the week.
How often are you going to shoehorn Aaron Hernandez into a conversation?
Let him rest in peace, Dan.
What?
Wait.
What?
Embarrass yourself there, Mike.
Wait.
What?
Who said that?
Me?
I have shoehorned a lot of Aaron Hernandez into the show today. Not exactly the way to celebrate the return of football, I don't think. I think I failed today in that regard. Did we fail at the Micky Arison interview as well? Didn't quite ask him about the Saudis.
I think we were soft, and we set ourselves up there. You're just a mouthpiece.
Jeez.
It's bad. It's bad. You were talking all sorts of noise about Mark Cuban, and then you were like, no, I'm going to ask him about this. And you were like, I'm definitely going to ask him about Kushner. That is my idea. I'm going to ask him, and you didn't.
Yeah, could have gone better. Zaslow, to you, like I don't know that on a football Thursday. I don't know. I would say in general my judgment was a little bit off today. That doing that with Micky Arison at all was a bad choice by me.
He's lying when he tells us that he hasn't seen Superman.
Well, where was this tough guy earlier?
His energy, though, was palpable.
Yeah, he was definitely telling the truth when he said he didn't know who you were.
See, that's another thing. I mean, you're telling me I haven't seen any kind of personality like this from Micky Arison. Now all of a sudden he becomes a trickster?
Told us his cruise line's the #1 cruise line in the world, too.
Whoa.
I mean, that's up for debate.
Where were you during
he was here.
The chickens.
Excuse me?
The chickens were back
was
here.
I?
Billy showed up.
I was here for journalism, my friend.
We're like
I put the big J in the show today.
He owns Royal.
Big J.
That statue was shit. Come on. It's not his fault, but come on.
I mean, kinda.
His building.
Gaga's his fault.
Buck
too.
stops with him.
Yeah, what happened to Gaga? We forgot to ask about Gaga.
It's only 5 minutes.
He'll be
Starts
on.
wake up. Oh, I took a today. He's like, whoa, Mickey, come on, man. It's family show. What are you doing here?
He'll be on next week.